everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin. This is Brian Cartwright. Once again, I am very, very glad that my trusty doorstop is working. Somebody was rattling at the door just as we were about to start recording. Identified himself as Ducket Sequoia. I'm glad we dodged that bullet. Rocky, are you glad we dodged that bullet?
Should he be dodging bullets? I thought he was supposed to be shot. That's what the sign said.
Did you not set up the automatic turret system that we sent you?
I did not. That seemed a little bit excessive, and considering that a nice woman who's running for Tolleson City Council came by this week, that would have not worked out.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, as long as they don't identify as Ducket, it should have been fine. It's in the settings, Brian.
Oh. Wait, that's in the settings?
Yeah, you just got to insert a voice audio clip from Ducket Sequoia from the episode he, hung out on. And it should recognize his audio and shoot him on sight. Or on sound, I guess.
I mean, I have a question.
Brian really thought that we skimped on the turret system. I'm a little hurt, man.
Tegan Somerset, do you really believe that Ducket should pay with his life?
Yes.
You don't have to kill him. Jeez, just shoot him below the kneecaps, man. Non-homicide.
I mean, castle doctrine. It's fine. It's not murder if they're trying to break into your house. I'm just saying.
I think it's still...
It's got a warning system. It's fine.
I think it's technically manslaughter if we're getting down to brass tacks, Brian.
The point is, it doesn't matter. Breaking and entering. Defending the castle, you're fine. In Ohio, anyway. And Texas, I think.
Definitely Texas.
Man.
You can hook up the taser if you want instead.
Wait, there was a taser in the box as well?
Jesus Christ, he didn't even open it,
He didn't even open the box! What the heck? Did you just, return to sender, or what?
I mean, it's out there. It's in the living room.
Are you using it as a coffee table? It's a state-of-the-art home defense system, Brian.
Tegan, I'm not using it as a coffee table. I'm using it as an ottoman.
Oh my god.
You can't put a blanket inside of that box without removing all of the components, Brian.
Yeah, it's definitely not a soft ottoman.
I just threw a blankie over top.
Oh, dude.
Work sent me a nice blankie. I put the blankie from work.
Yeah. This is why we can't have nice things.
You can have a nice blankie, too. I mean, I'm not going to send you, a weird murder gun to put underneath the blankie, but,
You know what? Honestly, Brian, if someone is consistently and systematically breaking into my home in a weekly fashion, I hope you find a way to send me something that will protect me in my home.
I'll send you another turret defense system. Well, the ones in Texas are probably better, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. I know a guy.
Is it the same guy who gives you noodles every week?
No, it's a different guy. But it would be cool if it was the same guy.
It would be really convenient if it was the same guy.
Is there anything like a noodle deployment catapult? I mean, that seems less aggressive.
That's just Naruto.
Is there a Naruto deployment system? I could do that.
Crunchyroll. And also Funimation. And also Netflix. And I think maybe Hulu.
Wait, Naruto's on Netflix now? Wow.
Yeah, Naruto's been on Netflix. Not Shippuden, just regular.
Oh, okay.
It is also on the Hulu.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
It's long.
But, Tegan, I'm curious. You indicated that you wanted to open this week's episode with violence.
Yeah, okay. Oh. So, I don't 100%. I can't guarantee that this is going to cause violence. But I made a pot roast for dinner.
Okay.
I made a delicious pot roast. Very good. Mm-hmm. Very flavorful. Lots of broth. Slow cooked it for 10 hours. Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. Carrots and potatoes in it also. Here's the thing, though. I pulled my chunk out of the pot roast and I put it in my bowl. And then I put ketchup on it. And then I ate it.
Tegan?
Yeah.
I hope that one day we arrive in a place where you don't have to punish yourself like this. Are you okay? Is anything going on?
I just like ketchup on my pot roast.
Oh my god.
It cools it down so I can eat it immediately. And also it's a little bit tomatoey.
Why don't you just put fondant on it?
Oh, that's gross. That's sweet.
So is
ketchup's not sweet.
Tegan, ketchup is definitely
Ketchup's not sweet.
Oh,
Brian, ketchup's not sweet.
Ketchup is sweet as fuck.
Ketchup is not sweet. What's wrong with you guys?
There's so much sugar in ketchup. I need you to look at a bar.
There is
like,
not.
Please.
Yeah, I know.
It's like 22 grams per serving.
That's not that much sugar.
Oh my god!
Tegan.
It is the fucking frosting of condiments.
I can't wait for you guys to watch me drink a cup of tea. Fuck. If you think 23 grams of sugar is a lot of sugar and some ketchup, damn.
And then you put it on top of meat, Tegan.
I'll
put it
on a hamburger. That's also
roast.
Meat.
I'll make you some milk tea roast one of these days.
Oh,
Jesus
yum!
Christ.
That sounds great.
Oh my god!
But yeah, I just put ketchup on top of the roast and I ate it. It was delicious. And now I'm eating the mashed potatoes, but I've squished them into the like broth.
Okay.
So they're like saturated with the broth. It's so good.
So is it like a soup consistency, or is it just like runny or like potato?
Oh, it's like a soupy consistency. I put a lot of potatoes in. And I cook them all down so that they're real soft and I can squish them with a fork. Mm-hmm. And then I basically mash them in the broth so that I can eat the broth and the potato at the same time. And then I have a perfectly clean bowl when I'm done.
I understand that logic. Okay. It's fine. It's your body, your choice. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like my broth isn't like flavored. I put pepper in it and stuff. And also like, don't freak out. I use an onion soup powder mix. So it's got, like, real flavor in it, too. It's not spicy. It's just good.
I'm glad you enjoyed your meal, too.
It's really good! Rocky, I think you'd like it, too. Maybe not with the ketchup. You don't have to eat ketchup on it. It's perfectly fine without ketchup. I just like it with ketchup.
For sure.
I don't put the ketchup in the, like, thing. I only put it on my plate.
Okay. That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, it's not like I don't treat it like a meatloaf where people put, like, the whole ketchup on top. No, that's gross. No, I just put it on my plate. I just use it as a dip so I can eat it faster.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm glad this is the thing. I'm glad that I have caused some level of violence. I chose violence. But also I chose to share with you that I like ketchup on my roast beef. It's good. Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that you could trust us this much, Tegan.
God.
I'm gonna tell you, it's good.
Oh man. Okay, so guys, we're not a culinary podcast, at least not today. We are a podcast about video games.
I think we have been a culinary podcast now and again.
Now and again, but not today. Today we're about video games. And I've been playing some video games, actually.
Even with the power outage?
Yeah, like because once again, the outage isn't continuous for me. I live in El Paso. I do live in Texas. That is a concern. And there are a lot of people that need help in Texas. And there are a lot of good people that are sharing mutual aid organizations that could use your support. And I think I'll do that, too, before this episode goes up. But I live in El Paso. And El Paso isn't actually a part of the Texas grid. We're actually on the West Coast grid. So we weren't really affected by like the issues that are affecting the Texas grid overall. We did lose power overnight at some point, like late evening, but it was back in the early morning. And we've been mostly okay since. But video games. I've been playing the Guilty Gear Strive beta. I didn't pre-order, so I missed like Thursday. And that's okay, because I mostly just wanted to watch footage and watch like pro players and commentators really dig into it. And it's a lot of fun. It's a really fast, aggressive fighting game. Mm-hmm. The game has like a lot of speed and movement to it. Like, you know, you have air dashes. There's 3 or 4 different kinds of like cancels for like attacks and whatnot. And like the cast seems really cool. There are some that are like kind of underwhelming, like Faust. And that's because Faust was like literally insane before. Right. And he's less insane than he was back then. But he still has some moves. He has undiscovered tech that like is going to take more time than like a 3-day beta to like discover. But I've seen a lot of good gameplay so far. I've seen a lot of interesting like play styles and like ideas that have been floating around. There's been some bugs that have been discovered. Like Faust, for example, has a bug where if he gets grabbed during a certain animation, he just disappears off the stage and is completely untargetable.
Nice.
But you know, that'll get fixed. That's why this is a beta.
No, I don't want it to be fixed. I want that to be a feature.
There is like a juggling infinite that a certain character has, Giovanna, where she could, with, you know, intense effort, juggle an opponent forever. But the problem is that like once you get to like 30 hits or so, you basically deal like no damage. So like the combo will like literally take the entire timer to kill someone on. And so, that's not fun, but like that also probably needs to be fixed too.
Mm-hmm.
But, the game is cool. There's high-flying stuff. There's corny Japanese butt rock. There's really flashy animations. I'm playing Giovanna, and I played May in the first beta, and I'm keeping her in my pocket, but I think I'm going to main Giovanna. I like her rushdown. I like her wolf. And, like, I found a color that I really vibed with, and that's all I really need in an anime fighter. Plus, there's rollback netcode, which is, like, incredible. Like, one of the big things about, like, fighting games is, like, the fight over, like, connections. It's regularly featured on Scrub Quotes where you play against people with Wi-Fi, and they don't understand how jitter works. So, like, they're playing games with, like, a 10, 14 frame delay, which is, like, a move and a half. And they don't understand what's wrong because it looks fine on their end, but it's because they're fumbling packets between like their bedroom and like the router. Because we're playing on rollback netcode with this particular game, not only are connections more stable like in normal circumstances like local or even like continental matches, but like there are people who play like from LA to like Tokyo with like zero lag, zero disruption. I hung out in like the Tokyo lobby for like 5 hours the other day and like had perfect connections the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. What a fucking time to be alive. And like, this is a really big deal because there have been like huge proponents for rollback netcode forever, including myself. And there are several modern fighting games that don't take advantage of the technology, even though it's, it's right there. There are a lot of indie fighters that use netcode to like middling success because, they don't have the budgets of like Capcom or like NetherRealm or actually Arc System Works, but Arc System Works decided to take a chance on rollback netcode this time, and it's been a really great experience. And I think, especially now, in the age of quarantine, but also in the future, like in facilitating like organized events, is going to be a big deal that's going to let this game stand above its competitors in like the next 18 months.
I've also found that Japanese players tend to have really good connections to stuff. And that's really interesting considering that like home internet in Japan is really weird.
Okay.
Most stuff is LAN.
Sure.
But if you don't have a LAN connection or like you need a LAN connection in a different room, instead you have to use like a mobile hotspot essentially. And even then, like the mobile hotspot is better than the wired internet connection. It's wild.
I'd like to do more research into that. Because, like, I know one of the misconceptions, like, specifically here, when people talk about Wi-Fi versus, like, wired connections in, like, peer-to-peer games, the problem is that a lot of people, they'll sit there and they'll say, like, their Wi-Fi is fine. Because what they'll look at is essentially, like, their speed test, which tells them, like, their upload-download speed. And it's like, I'm getting 100 megabytes down and I'm uploading 20. Like, my connection is fine. Like, I'm not congested. But that's not the problem. The problem is that out of, like, the 1,000 packets that you're sending off, like, you're losing, like, 20 of them. And it's just because of, like, the way that, like, Wi-Fi works. Even, like, the best Wi-Fi loses, like, on average about 10 in 1,000, while, like, jitter on, like, wired connections is virtually non-existent. Like, it's sub 5. And so, like, when you have, like, peer-to-peer connections in fighting games where, like, every input literally matters, if the game fumbles an input every once in a while, it can severely hamper the gameplay experience. And another reason why like rollback netcode is really useful is because the game like is essentially calculating in the future what you might do based on the buttons that you're already pressing. And like if you happen to drop frames for whatever reason, it'll try to fill in with like what the machine learning is figuring your button actually is. And like good rollback usually makes those guesses correctly. Even if it doesn't, it's ahead of time by usually around 8 frames, but it actually varies based on your connection in a Strive. On the top of the screen, it'll have like a number, usually somewhere between 1 and like 8. And traditionally, that usually tells you the frame delay, like you're 4 frames behind like whatever button you're pressing.
Right.
But instead, the game is actually telling you, we're processing the game 4 frames ahead of your inputs. If we guess an input and you press something else, we have about 4 frames to correct it. And like overall, the input delay like from the game, like locally, is like 2 to 3 frames. So if you're at 4 frames, you should never actually like lose an input. At least that's how the technology is supposed to work.
So what you're saying, Rocky, is essentially, I haven't been on Japanese real estate TikTok for no reason and sending you all those apartments for no reason.
Yes.
Yes.
It's all part of the master plan.
It's all part of the master plan. Brian, we're moving to Japan.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It's going to be great. It doesn't matter. We're going to be working remote for forever, literally. It'll be fine. We can just do it from Japan.
I don't know, man. There was a thing at work this week. Like, they seem pretty committed to going back at the end of June.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
Did they at least schedule you for your vaccine already?
I have not yet been scheduled for the vaccine.
Well, how are they going to send you back in June?
This is where we find out where, like, 2 weeks from now, Brian will report that a strange man arrived at his home with vaccines and, like, vaccinated his household and then left and then came back 3 weeks later.
And that man was Ducket Sequoia.
No, it wasn't, because he was shot on sight. On sight!
Imagine, that would actually be an incredible tragedy. Ducket Sequoia comes as a show of good faith and penance for his earlier behavior to bring Brian what he's been needing for months, possibly a year, a vaccine, a free ticket to leave his home and be among the world again. And he was shot on sight by the turret defense system that his co-host sent him through the mail.
Tegan?
Yeah.
I want you to know that second only to your Catchup crimes is everything that's going on in what you just typed.
Well, yeah. I can't spell. We already know this. I don't know why you're surprised. Leave it alone.
I don't want to change it. Brian, if you want to put the real spelling, you got to use another line.
No, you can use the real spelling, but just put my spelling in parentheses so that everyone knows how bad it was.
That is just the title of the episode now. That's
Yay!
just the way
I did it. I found a winner. 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have to make one. Okay, so like, I'm going to put the parentheses. That's what I'm going to do. But I've also been playing a different video game, which we will talk a little bit about later. The video game is incomplete currently. It's a Project Triangle Strategy, or at least the debut demo.
Oh, the demo. How is it?
It's great. I'm really excited for it. It's something that we'll talk about later because it was announced during the latest Nintendo Direct. And it's produced by the like Bravely Default like Octopath team. What it appears to be is a spiritual successor to Final Fantasy Tactics, where you have a 2.5D isometric maps with multiple levels, with turn-based gameplay where you move units around, and it integrates things that they've been using for years. It has a different iteration of the Brave system that was used in both Bravely Default and in Octopath Traveler, where you have special abilities accessible by each character divided by class that are usable based on how many like stored up points that you have left over. And there are incentives to use, say, some of these abilities every turn. For example, there is a thief that has the ability to basically enter stealth for 1 point. But for 2 points, she can make an attack that puts an enemy to sleep. But, when you go into stealth, you are invisible and you get like an automatic crit on your next attack. So it's always a good idea to hold it. And the stealth isn't in effect for 2 turns, but her basic, she has like a passive ability that allows her to take 2 actions every turn. So you can do something like sneak up on an enemy, attack them, and re-stealth every single turn, which feels great. The game itself, as far as its narrative, is incredibly simplistic, which is, par for the course, which is a concern going into it because of what happened with Octopath Traveler. I mean, Octopath Traveler is fun, and it definitely started really strong, but its ending was a little flat because its grand conclusion wasn't apparent or easy to get to. But I did like it. I just wish it was, maybe a bit more grand. But as far as Triangle Strategy, it's really leaning into the motif. There are 3 nations that have various resources. The demo takes place where one of the nations invades another, kills the king and crown prince, captures the princess, and attempts to capture the second-born prince when your party helps him abscond from the conquered castle. And you fight on a bridge, and you escape, and then you do other things. But I really like how this game allows you to interact with these maps in ways that are different from standard, like, tactical RPGs. For example, just after you escape from the castle, there's a character that's arranging for your escape. And so it looks like you're going to have to be in a survival mission. But you actually have a bit of downtime before the fight starts. Right. So you're put into a mode where you're able to explore the map. And that allows you to do things like get a handle on the terrain, but also find like various items that will aid you in battle, as well as get familiar with like the interactable terrain. For example, there's a gate that you can open and close, which can like separate you and the enemies that are chasing you. And you can learn that on the fly. It's definitely possible, but definitely a lot more comfortable when you can plan, oh, this is a thing I can use later. And you can keep that in mind for when you go into the battle and like even prepare your way to use it most effectively.
Ooh.
There are also like binary choices. They already lead towards like a, sort of like a morality system, like standard adventure games, or maybe like early 2000s adventure games, where the choices that you make have like different particular like moods, but instead of like good versus evil, you basically have like morality where you're trying to do the right thing, utility, which you could do the best thing that will like be for everyone, or like preservation. I forget what the third one was. But it's something like that. And like you have characters in your party that represent these like various ideals. Just before your second encounter, provided with a choice, you escape back to like your noble castle, and they send the army after you, and they demand that you turn over the prince. So you have a choice. You can give up the prince and, like avoid conflict in your home like village or whatever. Or you could refuse to give up the prince and handle whatever fight you will have with the army. And you get an exploration afterward as well, because now the choice, what you have to do, or like what happens that there's like an artifact in the game that represents like a democratic voting system where like everyone makes their arguments and then you can vote on like your choices. And when it starts, the game tells you that 4 people in your party want to give him up. Only 2 are willing to try to protect him, and there's 1 that's undecided. And then it's your personal vote. So like 8 votes altogether. And so one of the things I wanted to figure out is what happens if I do nothing? If I just decide I don't want to do the rest of it. I just want to see what happens next. And I start the voting sequence. What happens is that the undecided person votes to keep the boy like safe. And so you can choose personally to side with the people who want to keep them, and then you force a tie, and you're the tiebreaker anyways. So if you do nothing, you still get to make the choice, right? So there's that. So like you're not locked into anything if you do nothing. But if you explore the village, you can talk to the townsfolk and gain information that will help you convince other people. Like you learn about the people who may have sacrificed themselves to try to help you escape that you didn't quite know about yet, at least as a character. Mm-hmm. Or you can learn about ways that you could turn a fight if it showed up in your favor, which is really cool. Apparently, when they built this like mountainside village, they set up the creek system where it flowed freely throughout the village, but also they set these statues that like if you tip them over, essentially, they pour oil into the creek and you can light them on fire and like basically burn large swaths of the town to like trap enemies in the area and destroy units that are trapped in this particular area. So like raise a fence, pour the oil, lights it on fire, and now they're dead. And so like you're able to like turn a fight that would be otherwise unwinnable with like the 9 people that are defending this village. And that was a cool thing to set up. So I played through that mission. And the whole game is also, or at least all of its cutscenes and like in battle voice lines are all fully voiced, and they're actually pretty well voice acted. Like it was actually surprising to me. I know there was a bit of voice acting in like Octopath, but since it was still like a standard RPG, there was a lot of stuff that wasn't exactly in cutscenes that were still text, right? That like you didn't get to hear. But like most of the text that I saw on screen was voiced.
Ooh.
Yeah, like anything that wasn't like in a menu almost always had a like voice actor attached to it. Like north of 80%, but I'd be willing to say 90, gun to my head.
How are the attack lines?
Some of them are pretty good. No one's at the level of Pick a God and Pray yet.
Okay. That's my favorite. I think that's most people's favorite, honestly.
It's a really good fucking line.
Yeah, it is.
Let's say you do it the other way, right? So, like, you don't defend the village, or, like, you figure that it's too much of a risk to the village, you haven't learned about the defense system, because if you don't ask around, like, you don't learn about it organically. So, like, you vote, it's way too dangerous, we're just going to give up the kid. So they give up the prince, the army returns back to the capital city. Also, in addition to being 3 countries, there are also 3 noble houses within the country that's being attacked. One of whom is either spineless or savvy, depending on who you ask. And he finds out, oh, they just took the capital? Well, what do we do? What's the best way that we live through this? Maybe we just wait and see what happens. And there's another one that's fiercely loyal that decides, like, they took the capital, we need to find a way to fight back. For the king, for the family, for the country. And so, like, if you decide to give up the prince, the capital city, or at least the occupiers of the capital city, take it as if you are now bending the knee, which is what you are, honestly. And the other group joins you. And the third one is, like, fiercely angry about it, waiting for their opportunity. And so the next thing that happens, if you give up the prince, he's brought back to the capital city. He's briefly reunited with his sister, who he did not know was still alive. And he is told that he must order the execution of the one resisting noble house. And so he does. And they send the order back to our party, essentially, now that we are, following the orders of, like, the occupiers, even though the order comes written by, like, the prince that you just gave up, which was obviously coerced. You still have to go. But the party decides, you know what, we don't want to fight our own noble houses. Maybe we could talk to them and figure something out, right? So they fully expect to go over and try to, like, discuss a parley, maybe even, like, a nominal agreement to give up the land that is owned by this noble house so that they can buy time for an actual counterattack. Mm-hmm. But when you show up, the occupying army sends a secondary force to the border while you're approaching.
Because they don't trust you.
Right, because they don't trust me. And the noble house that's still resisting also doesn't trust me, especially now, and assumes that this isn't a part of the invasion. So he retaliates immediately and not only tries to fight me, but also burn the fields that they so lovingly cared for so that no one can have them. So we end up having to kill him anyways, and that feels bad. But, it is a very different scenario. Like, I guess there's 2 burning, like, areas. They played a lot with fire in the demo. That's one thing I am a little concerned about. But there's, like, like a fierce resistance, but you're on both sides of it, I guess, is, like, the way I put it. The game controls well. It's heroic fantasy. I haven't gotten much in the way of, like, crazy special moves yet. Like, I have, like, a jump slash. I have AoE fire. I could build an ice wall. There's environmental effects. For example, you can set the fields on fire, or actually your opponent does that for you. But if you freeze that zone, it actually just makes the fields wet. And there's a lightning caster that you can get if you, play through, like, the demo in a particular way. And the lightning caster has the ability to not only hit targets with lightning, but electrify areas and paralyze characters that are specifically wearing armor. So it looks like there are, like, very nuanced particular effects that the game is planning to make use of in battle, which I'm also very interested in. It looks like they're really trying to do something here. I'm hoping to give really good feedback whenever their survey comes out, like they did for Octopath and Bravely Default, both 1 and 2, and I guess 2nd. But anyone that is on the fence about trying this demo, it's on the Switch, and I had a great time with it.
Is this one of those demos that, like, turns into a pumpkin later if I don't download it now?
I don't think so, because, I still have, like, the Octopath demo, and I do have the Bravely Second demo, and unless it turns into a pumpkin a week from now, like, I'm pretty sure it'll still be there.
Ooh.
Besides, like, once you download it, I don't think it, like, has to, like, talk to, like, the eShop anymore.
Yeah, they're probably just looking for, like, people who download it within a certain time frame for the survey portion.
Mm-hmm. Like, maybe you won't get that email, but who knows?
I think I should download this.
Yeah, I think you should.
I agree.
Too.
Yeah.
I have downloaded it, but I haven't tried it out.
For sure. I am looking forward to falling in love with like these characters because I do like some of them a lot. So like you have a character that's a scout, which could be easily confused with like your thief, like rogue assassin character. But the scout, the way that you can always tell the difference is that they're riding like a giant bird for some reason.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Also, there's like really interesting like verticality to like certain stages. The bird person character, she can like basically go from like ground level to like standing on the roof of a house and just snipe from there. Also, like the assassin character has an ability called Surmount, where if you're like one space with like a place in like severely changing I just spaced on the word I was thinking of, but like severely different like height levels, she can move one space without regard to like the height of the second space, as long as it's like within 15 levels of you.
Is it elevation? Is the word you were thinking of elevation?
Maybe elevation. I'll take that.
Okay.
It's really useful in like the first stage because on the bridge there are two snipers at the top of these like really tall ladders. And like they're about 10 spaces like taller than where you currently are standing, and you'd have to spend a turn just to climb the ladder and get up there. But because the rogue gets 2 actions per turn, she can walk up to the ladder, use like the surmount ability, climb up there in a single turn, and then attack, or just go stealth and then attack twice next turn. Like, I mean, the economy's still the same. I guess you just avoid the damage that one turn. But yeah, I'm really interested in like trying to like optimize the various tools that they have in play and like the types of effects that they are like playing around with. I don't play a lot of TRPGs these days, and so some of this stuff may sound kind of basic, but I really like that it's all here.
At the risk of sounding like a nerd.
Brian, we are on a video game podcast.
Yeah, right? Got him.
Indeed, I have been got. I really like the art on this.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah. I always really enjoyed the look of Bravely Default. It was very pleasing to look at. It squeezed, pound for pound, like some of the best out of the 3DS visually.
Sure, yeah.
Man, this looks tasty. Man, this looks good. I just love these assets.
One of the things that they led with is that it says like the next in like the HD 2D format, but like Octopath had a way of like presenting like their HD 2D like style in a way that was like visually jarring.
It was a little off-putting.
Yeah, and like because of how the isometric tech has already been like solidified and they're just like basically doing it with like high fidelity pixel art.
Right.
It feels a lot more comfortable. Like the level of the pixel art is like comparable to like the stuff that like Ken Gao puts out in like To the Moon or like Bird Story. Like has that level of detail, but it's like isometric 2.5D, which is like a very like comfortable visual space.
Yeah, I'm into this. This looks fucking cool.
Brian, do I have good news? It is cool.
Yeah. But that's all I've been playing this week that I am prepared to talk about.
Okay. Tegan, you want to talk about Werewolf?
I can talk a little bit about Werewolf. Yeah, Werewolf's a game. And it's not the, like, heads down mafia thing.
For sure.
It's set in, our favorite state that has a history of werewolf activity, Washington.
Wait, is that just a Twilight reference?
That was funny. Yes, it is!
Okay.
It is a Twilight reference.
Shit, this is my moment. No, it's not. It's not my moment. I'm gonna leave this girl alone. Jesus.
That sounds more interesting. That sounds like a better game.
Not. There's just some girl that's tweeting about getting married, like, right this second. She's looking for a husband. And, like, you know what? That is not the right move. I should probably leave that girl alone.
Rocky?
Yes?
Why have you chosen our podcast as the time to be a creep on Twitter?
I'm not a creep on Twitter. Fuck off, Brian. She literally tweeted, "Who wants to marry me at first sight? I'm ready." That's a direct quote, Brian.
And Rocky can at least, like, cook and stuff.
I can cook and stuff. It's true.
He knows how to, like, take care of himself. He cares about his mom.
I do care about my mom.
These are important things that women need to know.
Thank you, Tegan.
Yeah. So anyway, Werewolf, it's a game. You are a dude, and you turn into a wolf. And sometimes you turn into a werewolf, which is a separate form.
For sure.
It's interesting. We aren't super far into it yet, so, like, I can't necessarily, like, comment extensively on, like, the plot line and that sort of thing. The only thing we've really noticed that has been, like, a little bit off-putting is the voice acting and the visual style of the game aren't completely synced.
Okay.
The visuals are definitely, like, I don't want to call it fun, but I did just almost call it fun. Like, more colorful, like, cel-shaded style. The voice lines are all, like, kind of gritty. And it almost feels like they changed the visual style, like, before the game went out the door. I don't think that's what happened. I think it's just they're gonna mesh up more later when, like, the plot really gets going.
For sure.
But it's definitely neat. Like, fighting is very fun in the game. Your, like, wolf attacks, your like, human form is, like, where you do all our regular stuff, you know? Push buttons to open doors, hack into computer, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can use your wolf form to, like, go through air vents and hide from security cameras because you're below the, like, the motion sensor part and, like, that kind of thing. And then you can use your big superhuman werewolf form to just fuck shit up. And let me tell you, people go from people-shaped to strawberry jelly-shaped very quickly. It is great.
So you're telling me this isn't a Sonic the Werehog situation?
No.
It's definitely not Knuckles.
No, it is definitely not Sonic the Werehog, except you're maybe an alt color of Knuckles. No.
Okay.
It feels good to turn people into strawberry jelly.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just legitimately confused here, so let me ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
What is the title of this werewolf game?
Werewolf.
That's it.
I think there's a subtitle. Let me look.
Is it Werewolf the Apocalypse Earthblood?
Yes. Yes, it is. That's it.
Dope.
Okay, awesome. I've been curious about this because it is based on a tabletop role-playing system.
White Wolf, yeah.
Yeah, which I have dumped an insane amount of hours into.
It's very neat. I don't know if it's going to get anybody into that, like, Vampire the Masquerade universe necessarily, but, like, it's very cool. We're having a lot of fun. The opening cutscene is very neat. It does a lot of really cool artistic stuff with, like, what I keep calling the, like, ancient forest spirits. They're, like, trees, but they have no face. Like, you know how, like, the Ents in Lord of the Rings have, like, a face? Instead of, like, a face, they have, like, a crown of leaves that kind of, like, come up around, like, a weird nest, almost. And then, like, light in the it's very cool. I don't know how to explain it.
Questions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. None answers. Left beef.
Do you make a character in this game?
No, you do not. You play as the bald guy who's on the cover.
Okay, so in Werewolf the Apocalypse, there are various tribes of werewolf.
Yep.
The 12 tribes of the Garou Nation. Do you know what tribe your werewolf is?
He hasn't called the pack that he has exiled himself from by name.
Okay.
We did fight someone from was it the Black Moon Spiral?
Black Spiral Dancers.
Yes, the Black Spiral Dancers. That's it. We fought one of their wolves in a factory.
Okay, that makes sense, because Black Spiral Dancers serve the worm.
Yeah, we did talk about the worm, and I said, if you got worms, you should go to the vet. And then Alex got mad at me.
Do you get it?
Do you get it?
Do you get it?
I said it again, and Alex started laughing behind me.
There are 12 tribes of the Garou Nations.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's, like, the one fallen tribe that now serves the worm.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 tribes of the Beast Court. And then 3 independent tribes.
Okay.
Yeah. But you do not know what tribe this guy is.
Nope.
A tribe is different than pack.
Yeah, no, he hasn't said.
Your tribe is, like, what your lineage is as a werewolf. And, like, what your gifts are. And that is unrelated to, like, the individual, like, group of werewolves you may or may not run with.
Oh, okay. Well, you could probably figure it out then just based on what the gifts are that you have.
What system is this being played on?
Xbox.
How's the performance?
Good.
Look nice?
Yeah, it looks good.
Cool.
Alex hasn't complained about it, so, you know. It looks good.
Oh, he's Fiona! Okay.
That means nothing to me.
Also me.
Sorry, guys. Fill in a whole bunch of D&D things here.
Wow!
Now it's me doing it.
Just tell me the things, Brian.
Yeah, you could just tell us.
Okay. Fiona are an endangered tribe. There's very few Fiona.
Mm-hmm.
And they're primarily, Celtic.
Sure.
And one of the things that they are more likely to be able to do is to see the Fae. So they have a higher likelihood of being able to see, imps and knockers and so forth.
Sure.
That's, one of their natural gifts.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reason that the Fianna are endangered is because of the Black Spiral Dancers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When the various tribes of the Guru were, marching into the labyrinth to fight the worm, the Spiral Dancers betrayed the Fianna and, slaughtered most of them.
Because they're serving the worms.
Right. So there is, specifically beef between the Black Spiral Dancers and the Fianna beyond the Black Spiral Dancers serve the worm thing.
Okay.
A lot of the remaining Fianna immigrated to the United States during the potato famine.
So they're specifically Irish.
Right. And so, there's a lot of, stuff about the Fianna in the Werewolf, the Old West setting book. Werewolves who went to, make a life for themselves out in the Old West. And those Fianna formed pacts and relationships with the were-coyotes out west. It's a good time. I love the White Wolf system. It can be burdensome when they were putting out, fucking source books for everything. Just hey guys, here's a source book for were-otters. Just fuck off. No one cares about these were-otters.
I want to be a were-otter. That sounds fun.
No, hold on. Tell me more about these were-otters.
Both of us are wait, no, were-otters?
Okay, I regret to inform you, I was being hyperbolic. They never actually released a source book for were-otters.
God damn it, Brian!
White Wolf, apparently there's a market out there for were-otters.
White Wolf, I want to be a were-otter.
Yeah, just turn into an otter, during specific circumstances. They mate for life. They are
They hold
amphibious.
they hold hands when they float.
They hold hands when they float. Maybe they get powers when they're close to each other,
Oh,
in
that'd be
inverse
cute.
Hancock situation.
That'd be super cute. The closer in proximity you are, the stronger you are, or whatever. So back-to-pack combat is really popular.
I'm gonna make a fucking were-otter. I'm doing it right now. Whatever you guys are doing, you guys keep going. I'll be around.
I would figure that, specifically in, the werewolf setting, that the shit that, Tegan would get into would either be, the Haken or the Kitsune.
The Japanese foxes, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Kitsune, yeah. Tricksters? Yeah. Are they tricksters? Are they the rogues?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Do they use a little bit of magic?
A little bit, yeah.
Fuck yeah! That's my jam, yep. I have been typecast, and I am okay.
Well, I mean, I wasn't wrong, so it all worked out.
Right, exactly. I mean, when you got a brand, it's very easy. But yeah, combat's very satisfying, interesting. We're still, in the more exploratory stage of everything. So, we got time, we got, gameplay to go. And hopefully Alex won't play the entire thing while I'm working this time. Right, Alex? Promise. He says he promises. He's gonna break that promise, and then he's gonna have to start a second save.
So, Tegan, there seems to be something in your banter here which, I don't know if it's, has a note of resignation or disappointment. You're it's just more Genshin.
It's just more Genshin. That's what I've done. Just more Genshin. I'm doing the Lantern Rite stuff. I'm almost done. I'm gonna get my free 10 wishes for sure by just logging in. So that's great.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you missed out on your 10 free banner wishes, Rocky. So
wait, hold on. How many days do I have left?
5.
I got it. It's fine.
You got log in every day to get those wishes.
Wait, that's the only way I can get the points?
No. they're doing one of those, like, traveler things where it's like, you have 14 days to log in to collect all 7 of these things, and if you log in all 14 days, you get the whole thing. It's one of those.
Okay.
It's specifically for Acquiescent Fate, which are the ones for the, like, event banner. So, I'm gonna get me another Kuching. Swear to God. The Zhao banner has gone, and now it's the Kuching banner.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I need me a second Kuching so that I can make my girl stronger. I like her so much. She's so fun to play. But I did the Lantern Rite event. It turns out the cutscene with Zhao in it isn't loading for everybody for some reason. Not sure why. Mihoyo also isn't sure why. So there's that. But, you know, they've all been, like, out of the office because of New Year, so whatever. Let's see what else. Oh, Mihoyo is also talking about adding outfits, like different costumes for characters.
Here we go.
Now that people are starting to max them, like with their constellation. But they haven't said anything about how you'll get them. Some people are thinking they'll be like second character events for some of them. So like Mondstadt's spring celebration will be coming up. Not this next banner, but like probably the banner after in like March, April. And so the rumor is that Venti will appear again and maybe have a new outfit. You know, a more spring outfit. Or you could get his god outfit.
I'd like multiple events that give outfits as rewards. I think that's one of the better ways to do it.
It'd be interesting because, like, what's the point of having the outfit if you don't have the character?
Yeah.
You know? And I'm worried that if they just do it as outfits, then you won't, like,
get anything from it.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if you have the character, you should get the outfit. But if you don't have the character, you should get the character or get, like, a better chance at getting the character. Does that make sense?
I feel like an increased role and, like, a guarantee of the outfit once you do it may be a better trade.
Yeah, like, if you pull the character during that event, you also get the outfit. Yeah, that might be a better way to do it. But yeah, the rumor mill is chugging along. Also, I'm playing Catchup Animal Crossing. Because I didn't know there was a Valentine's thing that happened, and then I missed Totally Not Mardi Gras, so I'm back on January 5th, and I'm playing like 4 days in a row, and then I'm stopping. And then I'm playing 4 days in a row, and I'm stopping. So, for New Year's, my mom sent me a painting of like a house in like a hill area, which seems like it'd be our house, so that's interesting. And I got a new painting I got the perfect painting for my museum, which is like the fancy fruits. But that's about it as far as that goes. I'm gonna be caught up in time for whatever the season 2 updates for Animal Crossing are going to be. After whatever the Mario event is. I'm gonna be able to do the Mario stuff for March 10th. That's my goal.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that's all my games.
For sure. Hold on. This may be a bit off topic, but do you think otters are pretty good at acrobatics?
In the water, yes. Out of the water, maybe not so much.
Okay. I was thinking that it would be fair to make that if it's in water. Yeah,
in water acrobatics, I'd say yes, but out of water, no. I'd also be willing to say that they're probably better at, like, they don't lose, like, traction on slippery surfaces.
Ooh.
You know? And they're probably more resistant to, like, cold. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that does make sense. And they come with weapon finesse? That's interesting. Brian, what have you been playing?
Bowser's Fury.
Okay.
How's
that going?
Very, very good. I want to stress that, like, I want Nintendo to make more games like this.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
And for a very, very specific reason. Like, one thing that I have asked for over and over again on this show is games that, like, a very tired, very busy adult can finish. And Bowser's Fury from start to finish is about 5 hours long. And really, if you... Go ahead.
No, it's okay.
I was going to say, and if you, want to, see everything in Mario Odyssey, you're going to be in there for a while. There's a shit ton of content in Mario Odyssey, because of the way access to, the dark side of the moon and the darker side of the moon is structured. There's content that I feel like in Mario Odyssey that I would generously call grinding, where you're, hunting down moons through maps that you've visited, a shit ton of times, and some of the moons in Mario Odyssey are literally nothing more than go to this one place on the map and then butt stomp and then there's a moon. I can think of one of those right offhand, the Metro Kingdom, where it's some people were sitting around going fuck, we've made this internal commitment to have X number of moons in the game, so now we just need to figure out where to put some of these moons. And so as a result, there is a percentage of moons, and it's not anywhere by means of a majority or even a significant minority, but I'd say that somewhere between 10 to 15% of the moons in Mario Odyssey just suck because they're these boring, repetitive ones where it's okay, just go here, punch a thing, or jump in this specific spot, and now you have a moon. It doesn't really feel like you're doing anything new or going on a cool little adventure, which is what most of the moons feel like in the game. But everything that you do in Bowser's Fury feels considered. Everything feels a choice. It doesn't feel like there's anything in it which is throwaway content. And I think that sometimes when Nintendo sets out to make a large game, it can get bigger than it might necessarily need to be. I can't think of a good reason to say get all the Korok seeds, I suppose I could get the little golden statue of a piece of shit for collecting all the Korok seeds, but at a certain point, it just feels like a treadmill for the sake of a treadmill. And it's not really something that Nintendo's guilty of a lot. That's definitely much more of a thing that that Ubisoft does, which is to put an endless treadmill in their game. You're Jesus Christ, do I really need to sit all of the places that Eagles have sat in this Assassin's Creed game? And then the game says, yes, you need to sit in all of the Eagle Eye locations. It's what you need to do. Jump into all these hay bales. Do all the hay jumps. Do all the eagle thing. Oh, you're just fuck, man. I don't want. But I think the thing that I really, really like about Bowser's Fury is the brevity of it. I think that if Nintendo put out some, say, more frequent games at a lower price point, I think that I would, probably buy every one of them. If there was some, hey, Brian, there's a 5 to 10 hour 2D Zelda game that is coming out tomorrow, and it's $25, I would buy the shit out of it immediately.
Well, I mean, they do that. That was what Cadence of Hyrule was.
And I bought the shit out of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's a market for smaller first-party Nintendo titles. I don't necessarily need for them to... I don't need all of their games to be a tentpole release, I guess is what I'm saying.
Sure.
It feels like Nintendo really feels like they have one speed, and it's major tentpole release.
I'm not sure if I feel that way about them as a publisher, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. And I would definitely say that there are things that feel like exceptions to that. I don't feel like they're ever going to roll out the red carpet for Box Boy. That's never going to feel like a tentpole release. And I think that maybe that holds true for any of their IP, which originated on handheld consoles. Please see the fact that Wario still feels like a redheaded stepchild. I know, Tegan.
It's like you heard my pout face. I didn't even make the sound, and you were just I know, Tegan.
Yeah. But if it started on a home Nintendo console, they've only got one speed, which is red carpet. I'm just thinking about when they remade Metroid 2 for the 3DS. They're hey guys, look, it's Metroid 2. The way that they treated it was so much spectacle. They had that thing, they had to hold court at the treehouse. They're check it out, guys. We've remade Metroid 2. And they're does this really need to be such a big deal?
I mean, it was a big deal, though. You're talking about, like, the Super Metroid release that came after Metroid Fusion, right?
The thing that was called, I think it was, like, Samus Returns? The thing that had, like, the reversible cover for the original Game Boy cover.
Dude, that was an industry darling. Like, it has, like, 90%, like, ratings on Metacritic among, like, players and, like, critics and users alike. Like,
okay, and, like...
That was a really big deal.
And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that, like, I wonder, like, how much more volume they could have pushed if it maybe had been at a lower price point and it had been, like, a download type.
I mean, it was Okay, maybe we're talking about something else. Maybe I'm mistaken. What game are you talking about?
The remake of Metroid 2 for the 3DS.
Oh, we might be talking about something different, but I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, Metroid Samus Returns. It is a remake of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. So when they remade it, they called it Metroid Samus Returns. It was like literally just a remake of the Game Boy title from like 1991.
Yeah, no, dude, yeah, that was a big deal. And it came out for what, $40?
Yeah.
On 3DS?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what you're asking for here. Like, should this have been a $20 title that was a remake of Samus Returns? Like, I feel like they just literally would have gotten less money for it. Maybe they would have sold more units. And even if they did, I'm not sure if it's like they would have sold, like, I don't know, twice as much units. They do it at $30 for, like, sell 1.5 more. Money's not the bottom line here. That's not the point. But, like, I'm not sure what this is meant to achieve.
Then I guess let me get back to my core point here, which is I liked that Bowser's Fury was 5 hours.
Right.
And that's attractive to me. And that I enjoy the experience of seeing all a Nintendo game has to offer without having to think that I'm going to have to, like, restructure how I spend my time in order to do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So Nintendo, please give me more small games. Please give me, like, more small experiences. Because if they had tossed out Bowser's Fury and it had not necessarily been part of this, like, Super Mario 3D World package, I would have been happy to spend $20 or $30 for it.
For sure. I'm not sure it would have done that well then. Like, even with, like, Critical Conversation. It would have been written off as vaporware, which would have been a shame, given how good it actually is.
It's so fucking good.
But I am also concerned about that becoming, like, an industry standard. Like, I do like the idea of its core experience being relatively short with a lot of exploration on the tail end of it, because it reminds me of a lot of the good things that Breath of the Wild did well. Like, if Breath of the Wild told you that you need to go defeat Ganon, and, like, some himbo picks up Breath of the Wild and is, oh, he's in that castle? I'll go deal with him right away. And he walks right into the castle and beats the game in, like, 6 hours with a lot of trouble. Like, that's an entirely valid experience in Breath of the Wild. But also, there's hundreds of hours of shit you can do in, like, this version of Ruined Hyrule that is, like, meaningful and enjoyable to interact with. And you probably would have gotten more out of, like, that like Hyrule Castle run by exploring first, but you can definitely just go take down Ganon if that's what you want to do. Like, that's entirely fine. But I'm not sure if Bowser's Fury is exactly that experience, even if it's something comparable. And if it misses, like, the important notes of, like, the time being spent in the space is additive by, like, interacting with it more so than saying, like, oh, I did my 5 hours, that's pretty much it, I don't need anything else from it, I feel like may negatively impact development in a way that I wouldn't enjoy.
I personally don't like the short Zelda games.
Tegan, for reference, can you tell me what you think is a short Zelda game? Just so I can have a point of reference.
Literally like Cadence of Hyrule.
Okay.
Because that's not what I'm looking for in a Zelda game. I want the big epic story. The shorter games just feel flat to me. Like, this is it, here we go, and you just go. And I don't like that for Zelda. Zeldas should be a big, like, more exploratory game, I think.
I think that there were other, and I guess this gets back to the Cadence of Hyrule, and I don't necessarily want to fall into this pothole.
Sure.
I do think that there were other things working against Cadence of Hyrule than just the length.
Okay. Well, I find the same issue with Four Swords Adventure, which is another, shorter run Zelda game, and Triforce Heroes. Okay. They're not additive to the narrative as a whole, and so I don't like them.
Okay. The biggest thing I'm getting here is that your complaint isn't necessarily tied to length, but what your concern is and what your complaint is, if I'm hearing you right, is that when these, I'm going to sound like a marketing guy for a second, when these products come out, they're not necessarily adding in any kind of meaningful way to Zelda lore.
I mean, they're not adding anything to the Zelda experience as a whole.
Right.
Not just the lore, they're just not adding anything in particular.
They're putting you onto a dungeon treadmill with a Link avatar saying, here, go, do a dungeon.
Right. And I could do that in any game. I don't need a Zelda game to do that. Okay.
So it sounds to me like what you want is the experience of being immersed in Hyrule in some kind of way.
I mean, or another world. It doesn't have to be Hyrule. Link has had several adventures outside of Hyrule. Thank you very much.
I think the point is the immersion.
Yeah, the point is the immersion. For sure.
Okay. If there was a game... Oh, God. All right. We're going to call our Goron Rocky, okay? He's Rocky the Goron. There we go.
Yeah.
And let's say there was an adventure, a 3D adventure game, which confines its play space to mainly just where Gorons live and stuff. So that way they can use a smaller map and maybe use existing assets. And they dump you into a game and they're yo, here's a game about Rocky the Goron. And you're Rocky the Goron and you wander around this Goron area having your Goron adventure. And maybe you see things and you pick up little quests here and there, which inform your idea about the larger world. And you're which Hyrule is this? And it kind of performs addition by subtraction, because if you run into somebody who's from outside of this area, you're oh God, where am I on the timeline? Where if you touch a small adventure, which isn't necessarily an adventure that Link is on, just somebody doing Goron business, would that be okay with you? Obviously, it, if Link is around, Link is doing Link business. It sounds like there is only one scale to what Link is doing, which is that if Link exists, shit is fucked up, and we gotta fix it. Right. If Link exists, his job is to go fuck up Ganon and make things less bad. Yes. Okay, that's Link's job. Yes, that's his job. But this world has to, by necessity, exist in the space between links. This world exists in between links. Obviously, there was 100 years in between when Link got bodied and then came out of the tanning bed in Breath of the Wild. Mm-hmm. So people lived and died whole lives in that time. Yep. So there's going to be little adventures here and there. Give me the little Goron adventure. I want to go on the Goron adventure. I'll have a time. I mean, there's definitely ways to do that. I don't know what they would be, though. Obviously, that's not my job. But there's definitely some other ways you could interact with Hyrule and the Zelda timeline more specifically that would be interesting. But short adventures with Link is not it. Right. And so they couldn't necessarily be Legend of Zelda games because they're not Legend games. They'd have to be under something else. Does that make sense?
Okay, you know what? It's fine. I want to move this conversation along. So, Brian, it sounds like what you're asking for specifically with this Bowser Fury thing are Kingdom Hearts problems. And I don't want those for you. And I don't want those for me either. I've been through Kingdom Hearts problems enough.
How the fuck how do we get there from just saying I want short games that use existing properties?
Okay, Brian, I don't know how much attention you pay to Kingdom Hearts. Actually, I do know. It's like near zero. But what happened after Kingdom Hearts, which was a surprise hit, they just kind of did some shit because that's what happened in the late 90s, early 2000s. They just did shit and threw money at it and saw what happened, and it turned out that Kingdom Hearts did really well. And so they wanted to do a sequel. But the only thing that they had at the time was, some fucking 16-bit assets, and they put together Chain of Memories. And it turned out that people liked Kingdom Hearts so well, even if Chain of Memories wasn't that great overall. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think Chain of Memories got like very lukewarm reviews when it was released, but it still sold like gangbusters on the clout of Kingdom Hearts alone.
Oh, okay.
And then, no, hold on. And then they did Kingdom Hearts 2 eventually, like 4 years after the initial game, and it still sold like gangbusters. And then what happened is that they spent the next decade propping up the PSP with like various Kingdom Hearts spin-offs that were definitely smaller than the original game that basically just middled around and stuff until they found out that they actually had to put together the Kingdom Hearts 3. When those sales started to dwindle after a decade, they decided to put out another Kingdom Hearts game, and it turns out it's not even the end. We're going to keep selling Kingdom Hearts until you guys are smart enough to stop giving us money for them. And I'm not saying that that's the exact outcome, but it's a very easy outcome considering the people involved. And I don't want to see that happen with anything ever again.
Okay, so what you're suggesting is that Nintendo will use small games as a way to make bad games? I don't understand.
They will use smaller experiences with recognizable intellectual property to sell games that they don't work as hard on because they know they will continue to get money for them. And I think Nintendo may be vulnerable to this particular logic, given their place in the marketplace, if, the Switch becomes any less stable.
Or Nintendo already sells us dog shit because they'll know we'll buy it.
Okay.
That's already a thing they fucking do.
Mm-hmm.
So if your worry is that they'll start this behavior, then that shit
that
gets
it'll
sailed.
Get worse.
They repackaged Mario Party as a fucking Animal Crossing game on the Wii U. They're like, please check out this garbage game. It's not actually Animal Crossing.
It was fun. I really liked that one. I'm probably the only person in the world who really liked that game.
I think there's a decent chance of that, Tegan.
I really liked it. It was super fun.
I think that even most Nintendo apologists reject that game.
I like it. Have you played it?
Have I played it?
Yeah, did you play it?
No.
Oh, it's fine. I'll bring my Wii when I come down. We'll play it in the Atari Hotel.
But Rocky, I do think that, I think that they're already willing to, sell us dog shit. And I don't necessarily think that, just because something has a target of a shorter number of hours for an end user experience doesn't necessarily mean it has to, be bad or have cut corners. One of the reasons I am most excited about Breath of the Wild 2 is that they're not having to build an engine from scratch. I know that when we, first talked about Breath of the Wild 2, I was like, hooray, they're not building an engine from scratch. Because
that makes sure it comes to us faster.
Right. One of the reasons I like Bowser's Fury is that it is very fucking clearly using the Super Mario Odyssey engine.
I agree that reusing assets may allow more time for development in addition to creative decisions using these assets.
Right.
However, we've already established that Nintendo is comfortable selling us games that aren't their best if they're able to put them out faster without any significant loss in profit. Why wouldn't they do it?
I feel like this is a slippery slope argument, dude.
I think it is.
Vote no on your phones.
And I think it might be a fallacy, but also I've seen it play out in real time.
I think your argument is, we can't do this thing which is a good idea because it might go bad.
No, I'm saying that this is something that I'm personally wary of because I've seen it go bad and how easy it is for them to coast on it. Dude, I want you to tell me one good game that Square Enix put out from like 2006 to 2016.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Really? The one that they couldn't give away on like PS4 when they like made it a free game?
I'm sorry, Rise of the Tomb Raider. The names are fucking interchangeable. Like Tomb Raider and Rise of the Tomb Raider. So not Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was the third one where they handed off development to the people who did Deus Ex.
Mm-hmm.
The first two in the series. Absolutely fantastic.
Anyway, I'll give them some time, I guess. I haven't played them.
Yeah. And if you want, I will go pull up their entire list of development during that period of time and give you like anything else which is good. Let's see here. Square. And what was the range of time? 2006 to what?
16.
Okay.
Remember when they announced Kingdom Hearts 3 and then told you that they were going to sell you all of the games again, but on one disc?
Yep. It's a neat, convenient package. Kingdom Hearts 2.5. Oh, I'm sorry. I meant 2.8. Oh, wait. No, I meant 2.85.
Final remix.
God damn it. Eventually, they just stopped repackaging the games. They just put the cutscenes.
Yeah, they did. They really did just put the cutscenes.
God damn it.
Can you... All right. Oh, I have a question.
Done.
Can you think of any other... I can't think of a single other company within the video game industry that is awful in that specific way, which feels like a very, very Square thing. I can also think that what you're describing as far as like a behavior is also definitely very much part of like the way that like Square has squeezed all of the maximum value out of the Final Fantasy VII property.
If you remember, with the exception of like Remake, which apparently was like in development limbo for roughly the same amount of time, when they started repackaging the Final Fantasy games like on mobile and on PC, they did so after they ran out of Kingdom Hearts games to repackage. But if I have to think of another publisher...
Yeah, I feel like this is a very Square problem.
I think that's an ad hominem attack, but I'll give it some thought.
No, I am not. You guys know that I am not here to defend the video game industry. I never have been. You also know that I'm not here to defend industry, period. Like, brands are not your friends. Corporations are not people. But I think that the specific way that, like, Square is terrible, and I definitely think that there is a kind of terrible which like emulates like the way that Square is terrible. But what they do, where they're like, hey guys, like, you know, like here's like this weird micro slice of something that we're going to like re-release, and now here's another micro slice of the same product that we're going to release but like charge separately for. And here's a thing that barely has anything to do with some beloved property, but don't worry, we put Cloud in the box, so now you're going to buy it. Nier came out in 2010. There you go.
Nier was only published by Square Enix, wasn't developed by them.
What if... Oh, okay, move the goalpost, my dude.
Okay, fine. We'll count Nier. Wait, hold on. Oh yeah, Nier is a thing that's good, not something that repeats behavior.
Yes, Nier's a thing. So far, that's good.
Yeah, like
although the mobile game is apparently already making millions of dollars, so...
Shoutouts.
Okay, this feels like this is a pothole. Brian liked Bowser's Fury, and apparently Bowser's Fury is not possible to happen again. So,
okay.
No.
I mean, if you want to, Brian, you can throw a tantrum about this, but that's not what happened.
No, you're just saying that like, if they make more Bowser's Furies, that they'll become evil.
I'm saying that this is a very particular micro slice of behavior that Nintendo could easily do, and they wouldn't have a lot of recourse against it. Like, I don't think it would hurt them in any meaningful way. I don't think the consumer base that is serviced by Nintendo's products are inoculated enough to resist that type of behavior. I don't think that, like, what happened to Kingdom Hearts is entirely, like, the consumer's fault either. But they kept buying it because they wanted more Kingdom Hearts. They wanted more story, even though there wasn't, like, really more story to be had. That was a misdirect that the company, Square Enix, specifically took advantage of, and I think Nintendo could do something very similar. That's why I have concerns about the idea of more Bowser's Fury. I'm not saying it's a terrible idea and it shouldn't happen. I'm saying that maybe we should be wary of it.
I mean, this is also the company that we already have a problem with them just releasing ROMs of games as ports without any attempt to update it for the new hardware, you know? Keep all the old shit exactly the same, have it break in exactly the same ways in exactly the same spots. I could see them rather simply falling into that same trap that Squeenix did. Especially with the other, like, I don't know how I feel about the current leader of Nintendo right now.
I keep spacing, I never remember his name.
I have directional concerns because of those sorts of just the releasing ports and the, like, I don't know, the other stuff. And I know, Brian, you're always saying that they're not our friends, but, like, there's definitely been, like, a tonal shift recently, I think, with Nintendo, and I am concerned about how that sort of particular practice would show up. Like, I'm glad you liked Bowser's Fury. I'm glad you thought it was a good game. I agree it's a good game. I don't think it's priced where I would pay for it. And as we know, Nintendo games don't typically go on sale often or at all. So I don't know when I'll get to pick it up. But I am glad you liked it. I was watching Gotta play it on his stream over the weekend, and he also had fun. So it looked like fun, but it also didn't necessarily look like something that I, like, had to touch, you know?
Okay. It's a good time. I strongly recommend it. Yeah. I tried to order some Pringles.
Tried? I thought you did.
Aren't Pringles, like, everywhere?
Well, I was trying to get some Pringles that were shrimp flavored.
Okay.
Yeah. And what arrived are not shrimp flavored Pringles from Japan.
Mm-hmm.
What instead arrived are Pringles Rice Fusion, which is from the UK, and this is the Peking duck flavor.
That seems like an odd mix-up.
Yeah, that seems like a weird mix-up. Did you try contacting your seller?
To no avail.
Mm.
But I figured, fuck it, I can eat these Pringles. So, here now, the live Pringles taste test.
Oh, jeez. I didn't know we were doing this live.
Yeah, no one ever tells us these things.
Alright. Here's some Peking duck Pringles.
Brian, I gotta tell you, those sound like regular Pringles.
Yeah, they do sound like Pringles. They sure do sound like Pringles. It's got that very good crunch.
There's a strong crunch. Definitely like a heavy duck flavor, heavy plum flavor.
Plum?
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's definitely like plum in there. It's wild.
Why would there be plum?
I think it might be the duck sauce that they're trying to go for.
I don't know anything about Peking duck.
But it is definitely a whole thing.
How many dollars did you spend on these Pringles?
$10.
How big is the tube?
Regular Pringles too.
That's a lot of bucks for regular Pringles tube.
But it's not regular Tingles, Tegan. They're Peking duck Pringles.
Yeah, you want to try saying that sentence again, Rocky?
What? They're Peking duck Pringles?
No, they're not regular Pringles, Tegan.
Yeah, they're not regular Pringles, Tegan.
That is...
Oh my god. Am I not saying Tegan for some reason? Why did I drag an N in the middle of that? Did I do that the first time?
The first time you didn't say Pringles or Tegan correctly. And the second time, you just didn't say my name correctly.
Okay. That's not the best news.
Are you having a strunk? Do I need to call the Boderlands?
Jesus Christ.
No.
Brian, you know that. You have to know that. The Bond James Bond? No? Oh, God. I'm speaking the old magic. Fuck me. Alright, anyway. Age me like a dinosaur.
I give these a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna finish the tube?
Oh, yeah.
Alright. If it's worth finishing the tube, I believe you. Is it worth ordering again?
I'm not sure the Pringles ship well.
You should order the Peking duck flavor and see what magic tube shows up instead.
That is certainly a thought.
Wait, now I'm concerned. Hold on. Brian, you said 4 out of 5, but you're not sure if you'd eat it again?
No, he's not sure if he'd order it again.
Right.
Yeah. The reason I'm concerned about ordering again is just concerns about the structural integrity of Pringles during shipping.
Okay, but I guess let me ask a different question then.
Uh-huh.
If you go to your local grocer at a time when going to your local grocer is safe, and it turns out there are Peking duck Pringles on the shelf,
let's fucking do it. Let's hook it up. Let's hook it up.
That makes more sense. All right.
Yeah.
I would like you to invest in the London fish and chip Pringles.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to try this one more time. Peking duck Tegan.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I think I was just somewhere else when I tried to say that before.
I think you were, because you just mixed them both up. It was great.
Oh my god.
I've never had my name said that wrong.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I remember like one time I won a science fair in my youth, and this lady read my name as Rocky Hard Day, and I absolutely didn't understand it at the time. Later on, I found out that it was like the French pronunciation. I guess she was just trying to show off. Maybe she was trying to be respectful, but I don't know if that's true. That sounds ridiculous. But oh man, I think that was the wrongest my name's ever been spelled. I don't think you can really mess up Rocky. Maybe I don't know. I don't know how to do that.
You spell it with an IE instead of a Y.
But I don't want to do that. That sounds.
Well, yeah,
that's
how
gross.
You asked me how to mess it up. I just told you.
Well, no, but like we're talking about pronunciation, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, oh god, maybe I'm gonna try to. I think I can mess up my name. Give me a second. I'm gonna try a couple things. But who's next? Brian, you still have Gab. Oh, I have to pay attention for this. Sorry, where is it? Brian, you cut it? No. Okay, the Gab conversation is more important than the Mortal Kombat trailer.
All right. I mean, I suppose we could talk about both. I'm not going to talk about Grindstone.
Okay.
All right. Rocky, maybe you might be better at, like, pulling this out of me. Like, so you specifically want to hear me talk about Gab and what I've been doing on Gab.
What's Gab? I'm stupid. Hi, I'm stupid. What's Gab?
Okay.
Is that a text thing?
You know how Twitter has been chasing the Nazis off?
Yeah.
And how Facebook has been chasing Nazis off?
Yeah.
Okay. Guess where they go?
Oh, wait, Parler got shut down.
Right.
Well, Parler's back up, but more reliably stable and with less service outages is Gab.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Gab.com for all your Nazi needs.
Well, at least they're all in one place, so we know how to find them.
And so I got a Gab account, and my initial use for the Gab account was when I would successfully chase someone off of Twitter by reporting them, I would then go find their Gab account when they inevitably registered over there. Be like, it was me all along, and let them know that I was responsible for their Twitter ban, which felt good.
Mm-hmm.
But then Rush Limbaugh went and died.
Right, he definitely died.
God.
Which was delicious.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
And I think that you guys know that I have spent some time with an iOS app called Reface, which allows you to put new faces onto GIFs.
That is true.
That's a thing I do. So I went and I found a GIF of a zombie from the film Day of the Dead.
Oh, shit.
And I put Rush Limbaugh's face onto the zombie. And I said, today's Rush Limbaugh's first full day as a zombie. His family must be so proud. Just kidding. He's not a zombie. He's in hell.
Fuck.
Rocky, you appear to have feelings already.
That's kind of intense. I mean, for normal people, like for Limbaugh, it's at least what he deserves.
I thought you were going to say that was intense for Brian, and I was like, no, it's not.
Right. No, for Brian has multitudes. He contains multitudes.
God, okay, now I'm worried about what you guys think of me. Jesus. Like,
Brian, go on.
I mean,
come on.
do you guys think that I would, like, take my fucking candy out like
We
this
are-
for regular
sir, we are-
people?
Brian,
Not
we
for
are
regular
doing a
people.
bit. Brian,
Yeah.
we are doing a bit.
Okay.
We're on a show. This
Okay.
is for consumption, man.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that you don't think that, like, if I was in, like, the fucking Arby's that I'm going to start shit. Like, I'm just...
No, Brian, we're doing a bit.
If Rush Limbaugh's in the Arby's, probably. Yeah, that makes
okay,
sense. I wouldn't
if
even bat
Rush
an eye.
Limbaugh is in an Arby's, I am starting some shit.
Yeah, that tracks with what I know. That makes
Okay.
sense to me.
Yeah, like, fuck him. I'm glad he's dead. So then, like, it took literally less than 5 minutes for some fucking idiot on Gab to be like, into the oven with you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like something that would happen.
Really? Wow.
And so, let me show you the picture.
People are garbage.
I sent back to that guy, and I think that I will also put this in our show doc.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just really enjoy ruining these people's time. So he sends me a picture of an oven, and so I send this back.
Pizza?
And I'm like, yay, ovens, we're making pizza.
Oh, Jesus.
And so then I started like creating a whole bunch of logos for like Gab Pizzeria. I'm like, yay, Gab, where we all post pictures of ovens. They're like, no, you don't understand. We're going to put you in the oven. I'm like, oh, yay. It must be a fun oven. They're like, no, we're going to kill you in the oven. I'm like, oh, that sounds mean. And then I discovered a whole other type of fun on Gab, which is you find a Nazi, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you find a QAnon believer, and you put them into conflict with each other, and it just becomes like so much Pokemon battling. They hate each other. They're both stupid. The QAnon believer is like, screw you, Nazi. You're a socialist. Socialists are racist, because the QAnon believer refuses to acknowledge their own like white supremacy and racism and fucking absolute weird moonbat bullshit that they believe.
Sure.
And meanwhile, like the Nazis, like, you unreasonable fool, you actually believe that people are lizards and that JFK Jr. is alive and wearing Mike Pence's face? I just want to start a weird ethno-state. Making them fight each other for your amusement while you just sit there saying lol and posting GIFs of the Highland games is so much fun.
What the fuck?
That's fair, Tegan. I don't think this has been a particularly healthy application of my time. Also, you know what really makes Nazis upset? Hey, how's training your kids to clean fishes on your 150-acre farm? You guys gonna have some Highland games later? They hate when you make fun of the Highland games. They really do.
Why?
I don't know.
I don't understand. I mean, it's probably for the best that I don't understand, let's be real.
Also, just saying anything to them along the lines of like, so how's Viking life today?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
they really
yeah.
hate when you make fun of the Vikings.
Yeah. I saw some like Nazi woman. She's like, I'm going to teach my kids Swedish.
Why?
And I'm like, lady, do you even know Swedish? She's like, fuck you. And I'm like, how are you going to fucking teach your kids Swedish?
I mean, she could learn Swedish.
Yeah, but like, okay. No, so, Brian, while I don't think that the things that you're doing on Gab are, meant for polite company, I think that they may be a safe place for trolling, the same way that I think white hat hacking can be productive to society. I don't exactly know the product yet of like your, for what I'll call right now, white hat trolling.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. And I'm not sure it's just because I dislike the targets.
I feel like I'm on Gab more fully committed to a meme economy than I really have been anywhere else.
Okay.
Which is also kind of like a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Is it a meme economy?
Well, yeah, like, he's producing memes for consumption.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, increasing the circulation of memes that will, like, personally benefit his experience there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's different than, say, what some people would get angry about wokeness on Twitter. Because I feel like sometimes, not always, are people on Twitter getting roasted for shit with people that aren't really, like, thinking critically about what they're yelling about.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like because of the base assumption, which is, a personal assumption that everyone on Gab is yelling about shit that they're not thinking critically about, them being frustrated over the conversations that they're having because of their own looping thought process, can benefit me by keeping them out of the general population.
I'm honestly confounded by these people. I witnessed this week the ones who are all like QAnon people really key in on Friday. They're like, oh yeah, man, Friday's going to be a big day. Going to be a big special Supreme Court ruling. The Supreme Court is going to rule on Friday that Donald Trump is the secret real president.
What?
And I just like, I'm like,
like Tegan, think of it as like an RP, but they think it has real world consequences.
And like to quote the film The Big Lebowski, say what you will about the tenets of National Socialism, at least it's an ethos. Like
That's some cut, Brian.
Like,
some people may call that shit deep.
Because these fucking QAnon people, it's like the world's biggest, dumbest LARP. It really is.
Guaranteed.
Like, it really fucking is, man. Like, because after nothing happened on Friday, I rode on to Gab, and I'm like, woo, nothing happened. Nothing happened. And, like, every one of them's like, it happened. The ruling was in secret. They can't say anything. You know.
What?
My personal position is that the more time that these people are like fighting people like Brian, who are clearly doing this for the memes, or even better, fighting each other in worthless loops that don't accomplish anything, the less time they have to organize and like plan like marches that like raid the Capitol or some shit. If they're just yelling at each other on the internet, that's not ideal, but it's better that they're like wasting their energy doing that instead of anything that affects like the real world.
It's so easy to exhaust them, and like discovering that they have unique flavors, you know, like it's like when you buy that like bag of like little candy bars at Halloween, and you're like, oh, this one's a Crackle. Oh, this one's a Mr. Good bar. Oh, this one's a Hershey's Dark. Like discovering that there's different things that can set off the different kinds. And like it took me about a day to figure out that if you wind up a Nazi like a toy, within 5 minutes, he is going to use the phrase hollow hoax to describe the Holocaust.
Classic.
And then I was like, oh, how about this? I could do one of two things whenever they do that. I'll either A, point out the cognitive dissonance between saying that the Holocaust didn't happen and saying whenever they talk about how 6 million wasn't enough. I'm like, okay, buddy, you can't say that it didn't happen while at the same time saying, well, we didn't kill enough. Like, do you see? Do you see? And they're like, oh, and it's like the guy with the red button sweating. And it's like, either acknowledge the Holocaust was real so I can wear this dumb t-shirt, or claim it didn't happen. But the other thing I did, which is...
That's what we call a mix-up in the fighting game community.
Yes, it is.
Jesus.
But the other thing I did was definitely a lot more fucking whimsical, which is every time that they would use the word hollow hoax, I would just be like, why are you talking about the holodeck? And I would like to start posting pictures from TNG. And it'd be like, look, like, you know, that black and yellow grid where they're all standing around like Picard and shit. It's like, what do you have against the holodeck? Like, what do you mean the holodeck isn't real? I mean, that's the kind of the essential nature of the holodeck. It makes things that aren't real. Like, I'm all for the holodeck. You know, Picard likes it. And they're like, no, hollow hoax. I'm like, yeah, holodeck. And like, that really seemed to frustrate the Nazis. The QAnon people, they really hate whenever you mention like dates that got missed for various QAnon events. You're like, hey guys, I thought the storm was supposed to be January 6th. And they're like, no, the storm got moved to Friday. I'm like, well, the storm didn't happen today. And like, by the way, everybody, the new date for the storm is March 4th. March 4th is the storm. These fucking idiots.
What's happening on March 4th?
What's the new
secret? What's the new secret storm?
Well, the storm is when Donald Trump will, with his secret team of law enforcement agents, arrest all of the Democrats who are pedophile cannibals. Yep. I'm not even kidding.
Is it because I ate so many Sour Patch Kids?
Oh my God.
Is that do they think the Sour Patch Kids are real because they walk around on television? Is that it?
You know what, Tegan? That makes about as much sense as the shit these people believe.
You gotta tell them that the Sour Patch Kids are just candy and they're not animated. Next time someone talks about eating kids, tell them that the Sour Patch Kids are just animated. It's CG. It's not real.
The Sour Patch Kids aren't real. They can't hurt you.
They don't feel pain.
And I guess where I'm...
They won't end up in your cookies. It's okay.
Where I'm really struggling with this is trying to figure out how much of this is healthy and, like, how much...
None of it. I'm not saying none of it is actually healthy, but you know what? We all gotta cope somehow.
I do maintain that I don't think any of this is healthy. I do think it's useful. But, well, okay, you know, let me take a step back. Maybe there's a line, like ingesting, like, the rhetoric, like, consistently and, like, fighting against them probably isn't healthy in any stretch of the imagination. Trolling them may have some health benefits in terms of, like, you know, internal release, I guess.
Right.
But... Yeah, like a stress reliever sort of thing.
Right.
It is repulsive.
Like where I do that thing where I remind you periodically that I put ketchup on my pot roast because I like it.
Oh, that's a periodical thing now.
Yeah, every time I have pot roast, I'm going to remind you that I put ketchup on it because it's delicious.
Yeah, sure. Okay, but you know what's weird is that, like, now, Tegan, like, I'm inoculated to that now.
Yeah, you are,
Hey,
but we will get new listeners, and they will have to know that I put ketchup on my pot roast because it's delicious.
But honestly, like, Tegan, I think that you could hit me with your wildest Tegan shit, like, right now, and I probably wouldn't be fazed because, like, right now, I'm just thinking about the fact that, like, I've gone on a website where people actually believe that JFK Jr. is alive wearing Mike Pence's face.
What does that mean? How? They saw, like, one actual successful face surgery, and they were like, yep, that's exactly what happened.
They've never seen a successful face surgery, I'm willing to bet. But also, Brian, I will take that wager, but I have conditions. I would like Tegan to not bring any of her special Tegan moments right now, but to choose 5 moments of over the course of the next year to try to force an audible reaction out of Brian with Tegan's food stuff.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I could do.
It's okay. You have time.
Sometimes I just do stuff and, like, there's a reaction. And I'm like, what? This is normal.
Right.
We'll figure it out.
I know, Tegan, that no matter what, like, you pour sugar onto, or no matter what you cover with syrup, or no matter how you say that, like, pouring strawberry milk over a bowl of M&Ms now makes it a salad, or whatever the fuck it might be.
That's not how that works, but okay.
So, Tegan, that just means you gotta get a little creative, and I believe in you.
All right, I'll figure it out.
I'm just saying that, like, none of that is anywhere near as, like, wild as the shit these people believe on the reg.
No, I believe that.
I believe that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not that crazy. I just have the palate of a child.
And they have the mind of a child, which is different. Like,
no, I don't think they even have the mind of a child. Like, you can explain that people die to kids, and they get it. You know?
JFK Jr. is dead. His plane went down.
Yeah.
No, he is not alive wearing Mike Pence's face.
Yeah, that seems silly. Have you ever seen anyone else wearing someone else's face? No.
Well, like, there are literally some of the Qs who believe that right now Trump is wearing Joe Biden's face. So...
No, they don't even have the same bone structure, my dudes.
They're not thinking about that.
You'd think if they want to make, like, a solid conspiracy, like, they'd put a little more effort into it.
So, like, I guess, should I stop? Should I stop? Like, this is a higher stakes question than, is Detroit pizza real?
I don't know that that's a question I can answer. It depends on, like, whether or not you feel, this is gonna sound so dumb, safe continuing?
Yeah, if you're not in danger, like, I don't think this is unhealthy enough for you to stop currently. So, I don't know. Keep trying.
I've certainly had, like, a lot of people, like, threaten me, but...
Sure, but anything actionable or, like, you know...
Of course, nothing. Like, my account there is not tied to my identity. The picture which I'm using as my user icon there is, like, the pun dog. You know, like the pun husky?
Yeah, I know the pun husky.
Right, yeah, pun husky. The email address associated with my account. The only other thing I use that email address for is my Netflix account. And the reason for that is because of, like, Netflix's, like, enormously shitty security, and so I wanted to make sure that, like, what I'm using for Netflix, I don't use for anything else. So, that. And, like, I definitely have had people, like, say to me, like, oh yeah, like, I have your IP address. And it's just like, okay, great. Like, you have a floating IP address. Congratulations. Like, what are you
Oh, because you're using, like, a VPN or whatever on top of it?
I mean, most people's IP address floats.
Right. There's, like, a range that it's on.
Right. And it's like, you have nothing. Like, you have no...
Like, location data or GPS or anything like that.
Exactly. You don't have any of that. Like, I've never uploaded a picture that I've taken with my phone, so that way they can't, like, scrape, like, geocache data or EXIF data from it. So I haven't, like, given these people any of those resources. And so, like, I have definitely had people, like, say to me things like, I'm going to kill you in your sleep. And I'm just like, okay, great. How? Tell me, who are you going to kill in this? They're like, I'm going to kill you in your sleep. I'm like, okay, no, I get that. You're going to kill me in my sleep. Who am I? If you're, and they're like, well, fuck you. And I'm like, oh, fuck you? That's my name? Like, comes as a surprise to me. Like, I didn't know that. It's not what my mother named me. It's just because, like, they don't have the resources. They don't have the tools. And now they're no longer on Twitter. Like, I guess what I'm saying is just, like, I'm a guy who came looking for a fight. And, like, what they were doing on Twitter was, like, bullying people who just wanted to have, like, healthy discourse about bullshit. Like, if there's people who just, like, want to talk about, like, you know, their lives, these people were writing in and ruining it on Twitter, and they were people who were unready and unneeding of a fight. Like, they're trying to live up. They're good fucking people. There's plenty of people on Twitter who just want to, like, talk about their lives and, like, maintain a social structure there and use it as part of their, like, support mechanisms, and they ruined that for years. And going there and doing my little part of doing the same thing to them feels fucking good. But I realize that at some point, there is inherent toxicity to the behavior. There is a difference between, like, making them taste it because they've earned it and, like, resisting and fighting them in healthier ways for myself. You know?
The League of Legends strategy.
Okay.
Well, I think you need to identify what those lines are. But also, I'm not sure if we can do that on this particular episode because we do have news to do.
It's true. I really do want to talk about the Mortal Kombat trailer, though.
Go ahead.
It was fucking great. I'm so excited. Jesus Christ.
I am surprised that it looks pretty good.
I was stoked enough for that trailer that IGN put out a 13-minute video of the director, like, going through the trailer, like, frame by frame, talking about bullshit.
And you watched the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
I like Mortal Kombat for so many different reasons. Like, and one of them is that, like, Mortal Kombat has this, like, ridiculously overly complicated lore. So I don't have anybody on this show who can give me on a scale of, like, 1 to 5 animes how anime is the fucking Mortal Kombat lore.
Oh, I know the Mortal Kombat lore is pretty anime.
It's pretty anime.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking anime.
I'm sort of familiar with the Mortal Kombat lore just because, like, a lot of cosplay people, like, look into lore really heavily when they're, like, designing their costumes specifically for cosplay contests.
Right.
Because they want to be like, I made this change because it matches with the lore better or something.
Right. And they seem to be going all in on the lore, which I really, really appreciate.
For sure.
One of the things that they show in the trailer is, like, the assault on Scorpion's home by the Lin Kuei ninja clan before he becomes Scorpion. I just got such huge nerd wood, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you see these guys fucking encircling his house, and he's got the fucking weapon out, and you're like, oh god, like, that man's gonna be Scorpion! And then, like, so at the end of the trailer, when they're showing you the Scorpion versus, like, Sub-Zero battle, oh god, and he's doing stuff like, you got, like, Sub-Zero, like, making a fucking dagger out of blood in the trailer. Like,
that's pretty good. I thought they would have held something like that back, but I'm glad they put it in.
I think they probably put it in as a show-off of, like, we know what we're doing, we're treating this with care, and also check out the graphics.
I can believe that.
Yeah. Tearing off Jax's arms.
That was actually a really good shot. I mean, there are other concerns I have about the scene in general, but like I think that position, given like what Mortal Kombat is as a property, was a good choice.
Yeah. Of course, like, I was like, oh, I'm like, all right. I mean, Sub-Zero's tearing his arms off and not Ermac. And watch the video with the director. He, like, immediately addresses it. He's like, now, I know some folks might have some concerns that this is Sub-Zero tearing off Jackson's arms and not Ermac. And I'm like, oh, thank God. Like,
you're like, oh, wait a minute. He knows what he's talking about.
Right.
It's always reassuring when the director comes on and is like, I know this is a thing that's different from the source material. And you're like, oh, you paid attention to the source material.
Yes. Right. Yeah.
God, the bar is so low. But, whatever.
The bar is so fucking low.
One of the things he was talking about in the video was how important it was for him to get as much stuff as possible practically in camera because it would make things feel more real.
Mm-hmm.
He was very interested in finding a real world location that like looked as alien as possible to use as Outworld instead of just like using a bunch of green screen.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that they're using for Outworld is this like giant Australian abandoned coal mine.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they show Outworld in the trailer and it's just like, and like I didn't know what it was until I watched the video. I'm like, man, Outworld looks cool. How he do it? And the answer is, that's a fucking coal mine in Australia.
God, I wish people cared about Monster Hunter like this, but whatever, it's fine.
I know, Rocky. Honestly, I felt for you when they announced like who was going to be directing that movie, and I was like, oh no,
yeah.
Oh no,
yeah.
This is going to be another Mila Jovovich like running around, and it has nothing to do with the source material movie.
Yeah, at least the monster movements are pretty good, but like, holy shit, guys. T.I.'s in it for some reason.
Yeah, did you hear what they did with the Netflix they're doing with the Netflix adaptation of Avatar?
Yeah, like they're aging up Katara, and
they're making her the older sibling.
Yeah, which is just it's clearly not the kind of people that pay attention to the source material, but also like they definitely burn bridges with the people who make the source material, so no confidence. Ugh.
But also, like, it seems like such a minor change, but, like, the fan base is already like, no!
Yeah, like, they were telling a story. They did this on purpose. What are you doing? I mean, they're probably just, like, they're writing their Zutara fanfic, which will probably still do well on Netflix, so whatever, it's fine.
I guess what I'm saying is that by the time the trailer closes with what it's going to close with, for, like, a Mortal Kombat trailer, which is Scorpion saying, get over here. It felt like they had fucking earned it. Like, it did not feel like that was the only thing the trailer had to show me. That, like, it wasn't just like, here's Scorpion saying, get over here. Because Mortal Kombat should feel sweeping. It should feel epic. It should feel like incredibly bloody fucking Lord of the Rings.
That's fair. That's something that a lot of people don't say, but they should say it more.
Yeah. And, like, that trailer had that feeling. I was like, oh my god, this feels like incredibly bloody Lord of the Rings. Like, holy shit. That's definitely the vibe. Oh, like, just the shot of the Earthrealm warriors just, like, walking through Outworld, and, like, it's, like, this huge, beautiful helicopter shot. Like, oh, god. I'm so excited.
For sure.
And, like, since it's going to be on HBO Max the day it comes out, we could very well have a watch-along of this movie.
Day one watch-along wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
We could do that.
Cool. But there is other stuff afoot than the Mortal Kombat trailer that we're excited for this week, so let's talk about some of it.
All right. So, everybody, I, Tegan, fabulous me, have participated in a special collaboration with our streamer friend, my name is Gata, on their YouTube. And starting this weekend, this Sunday, the 21st, and going on into the future, there will be videos coming out on his YouTube channel, which is also my name is Gata. And Gata will be playing A Link to the Past in celebration of Zelda's 30th anniversary. And I am basically lore dumping and also gently guiding him through the game because he has no idea what he's doing. And he's never played a game that has integrated the tool usage, it's going to be a fun time. You should go check it out. The videos will go live every Sunday from now into the foreseeable future. And also, sometimes Rocky and I stream with him on Fridays. We play Among Us. And last time we played Jackbox. It was a good time.
Oh, yeah. He was lying about his wife, I think.
Yeah. That video is already up, actually, and it's just called No, Not My Wife.
No, not my wife.
It was so funny. But yeah. So, check it out. At youtube.com/mynameisgata. Alright, and now we gotta do news. That was the best segue I've ever done. I know. I get to segue into my own shit. So, we had a Nintendo Direct. And it was the first Nintendo Direct of 2021. And also the first Nintendo Direct in like a year. Not quite a year, but like a year.
Oh, I was going to say over a year.
Over a year?
About a year and a half, 530 days.
I guess the Nindies don't count.
Yeah, they don't count those.
I don't know. I counted all those Nindy Directs as like mini Directs, so like whatever. But yeah, we got a big Direct. And Brian, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Brian, you didn't answer this in our Twitter chat. How did you spoil the entire show?
Oh, how? How's not that big deal? Whatever.
Don't do that. Why did you do that, Brian?
Okay. I mean, I have layers of answer. I don't know how many of them you're actually interested in.
Yes.
I think why is more important than how.
Yeah, why is more important than how. You went on Reddit or something and saw a leak, but why?
Oh, I mean, Tegan, I have a hard time, I guess, like, acknowledging the idea of spoilers for marketing material. But, I mean, I also don't think that, like, a list of titles is necessarily going to take any of the sting or potential wow out of what they had to show. If I said, like, they're gonna show a re-release of Skyward Sword, I don't think that saying that, like, it was in the presentation, like, took anything out of what they had to say about it. Am I wrong here?
Yes.
It definitely lowered my enjoyment. I don't know if it lowered Rocky's, but it definitely lowered my enjoyment of the presentation. I understand it's just marketing material, but, like, I felt like I didn't have to pay attention at that point. So, like, you told me everything that was in there, and then I didn't have to watch it. Does that make sense? Because then I didn't need to listen to anything that they were going to show me.
Is this vote now on your phones? Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't think it matters because it's more about, like, our particular experiences than, like, generally spoiling market material, you know? But I think it has more to do with the nature of the directs themselves than, like, whether or not spoiling market material is fine. Does that make sense?
You lost me at the end there about nature of the directs.
Directs are like fun events, you know? It's like a Comic-Con panel or something. And, like, if I already know what's going on going in, I don't have to go to that panel anymore. I don't have to look at anything anymore. It doesn't matter. So you sort of, at least for me, took away Nintendo's opportunity.
But isn't a Comic-Con panel just marketing material too?
Yeah, it is. But, like, you took away Nintendo's opportunity to talk about any of this stuff to me specifically. Because I already knew what was in it, so who cares?
So I stole Nintendo's chance to market to you?
You stole Nintendo's chance to do anything with these titles for me.
So you're
not
saying
just market.
So you're saying that this presentation left you flat and unimpressed, and you don't care about anything that you saw?
I was just bored during the presentation at that point. It was just boring. It wasn't like a fun little thing anymore. I didn't get to share in the other viewers' excitement for stuff. It just turned it into a marketing meeting.
That's literally what they all are, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't a fun marketing meeting. I've sat through a lot of, like, actual marketing meetings, and, like, some of them are fun, and some of them are work, and it turned this into work instead of fun. Until the very end.
And that was because it was the only thing that Brian didn't tell you about?
Yes.
Well, I guess I'm a monster, everybody.
That's not what I'm saying. Don't do it. Don't do it again. If you want to send them to Rocky, that's fine, but I don't want to see it.
Brian, do not send those to me. I do not want them. Please and thank you.
So anyway, Brian spoiled the Direct. And now you've all seen the Direct. But here we are, we're gonna talk about it now.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing they announced was a new fighter for Smash. They're coming in March. It's going to be Pyra and Mithra from Xenoblade 2. Those are the two main
new
swords.
big titties, everyone.
We got new big ol' anime titties. And it is the return of a Zelda Sheik style flip fighter after they've separated out Zelda and Sheik.
Full disclosure, I do not play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I'm excited for Pyra and Mithra because not only are they a Zelda Sheik character, they're a Zelda Sheik character that looks like the sword character to end sword characters. If they turn out to be as busted as they look, outside of like the hardcore purists, which honestly I feel like are the only people who should be playing those characters anyways, I feel like all the like middling swordies are going to switch to Pyra and Mithra and like anger everyone that's already mad at swordies, so we have a concentrated target as opposed to
absolutely for sure.
Yeah, like it's like no, there's problems with oh my god, not Marina. What's the daughter of Mart's name again? I don't remember, but like Crom,
Lucina,
and
Lucina.
Lucina, there we go.
Yeah.
Lucina and Crom and Marth and Roy and still Link, because Link is still top 10, but like for very specific reasons. There are so many characters that are actually like good for like very diverse reasons, but a lot of sword characters are good for the same reasons and just slightly worse for different ones. And if there's already like a go-to sword character for all like the tier horse sword players to join, I'd rather them all be there so they can just nerf Pyra and Mithra, and so better players can just focus on their favorite character. And maybe they'll nerf swords all at once, but who knows? We'll get there when we get there.
That would be one way to do it. I really like that their ultimates are different. I think that's neat. That's not something they ever did with Zelda Sheik when they were one character.
True.
Zelda Sheik always had the same light arrow ultimate.
Right.
Which never made sense. But whatever.
Yeah, Sheik should have a better one.
She should have a better one. Sheik should have one that's very much like Sheikah.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Just like Shadow Clone Jutsu or whatever. She dies
from all
sides.
Impa shows up. Fucking Rex house.
I would actually like if Sheik, like, ultimate is actually, there's like 8 clones of Sheik on the map or whatever, but like only one of them's like controlled by the player and the rest of them are like random, and so you have to find the real one and then fight them.
That'd be like, interesting.
At high levels it wouldn't matter, but at high level they don't play Smash Ball anyway, so I guess it's fine. But yeah, whatever. But yeah, Pyra Mithra is like neat.
And it's nice for Xenoblade fans also. Especially considering Xenoblade 2 was one of the first games that was released on the Switch.
I'm actually kind of hyped that Rex isn't the character that made it in.
Rex came in as a Mii fighter.
Yeah, that's true. Rip him. Him and Sans. Damn it, we could have had Sans. Ugh.
Sans' ultimate should call in Papyrus, though.
True.
Nah.
You should trap the player in a box with like just the laser sequence, and you have to jump and dodge them.
Oh, that'd be so fucking... I like it. Anyway, so then they announced that Fall Guys was going to be coming to Switch over summer. I don't think this matters as much. I feel like the hype period for Fall Guys is definitely over.
Brian, are you going to try Fall Guys on Switch?
Nope. No. Like, I feel like I don't know. My complaints with Fall Guys are well known, so...
I also feel like Fall Guys isn't going to lend itself to Joy-Con drift problems specifically.
I don't think anything lends itself well to Joy-Con drift problems.
I mean, nothing does, but like, I feel like Fall Guys in particular is going to cause that part of the Switch user base to like really flare up.
The OP stuff slaps, though.
Yeah. So then they also announced that the Outer Wilds is going to be coming out to Switch in summer.
Brian, are you going to play Outer Wilds again on Switch?
I already played it, man. Like it does not feel like something that needs another play for me, at least right now.
Right.
I might pick it up on Switch.
I was going to say, like, I do feel like the Switch is the right crowd for it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll probably find new people there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's enough structural similarity between Outer Wilds and Majora's Mask that I think that for a lot of people, there'll be something that like just feels very familiar about it.
That's also a comparison I don't get a lot of. But it also makes sense. Well, planet versus space, sun versus moon, cataclysm time loop.
You might be onto something.
Yeah.
Stew that a little bit longer. Who
Take
knows?
it to the lab.
Yeah. A series of visual novel detective games are coming that were originally released on the Famicom. We're getting Detective Club Missing Air and Detective Club The Girl Who Stands Behind. Both of these, when they showed them off, reminded me heavily of Letter, which was that game I played last year. Nope, year before. Root Letter.
Root Letter, yeah, okay.
Yeah, where you were trying to solve the mystery of this girl who supposedly had been your pen pal through, like, high school, and then, like, it turns out she was dead. Or at least that's how the story starts. It gives me very similar vibes to that. So I'm interested in this. Interested. I can't say I'm ready to commit yet, but this also doesn't come out until May 14th, so I've got a little bit of time to decide.
I'm concerned about the price point. Because, like, so when Phoenix Wright came out, right? Like, they were Game Boy Advance games, full price Game Boy Advance games, $30 each. Mm-hmm. And, like, now, maybe because the games already existed or, like, it's in a, like, lighter fidelity, you can get, like, the initial trilogy for about $30. Granted, the 3DS games are still roughly about, like, somewhere between $25 and, like, $35. But, like, I feel weird about, like, paying $30 for these games up front. I don't know how much content I'm really going to get out of them. And I'm not sure if I'm going to, like, feel comfortable with that purchase.
That's fair. That makes sense to me.
Brian, do you know anything about Famicom Detective Club? Its pedigree or whatever?
I don't. It is a thing that I know nothing about.
Fair enough.
I think I'm interested.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to continue to watch this.
I was released the year I was born. Well, I guess I got it now. Dang. Alright. Well, we'll see. They then announced that Nintendo's getting, I think, its first, like, proper Warriors game. It's getting Samurai Warriors 5 this summer.
That's like Fallen Nobunaga, right?
Yeah. I literally think the only reason they're getting this game is because Hyrule Warriors and Fire Emblem Warriors did well, or well enough.
Yeah, I could see them being, like, trial runs. I wonder if Samurai Warriors will do better on the Switch.
I have hopes. I also have fears.
Fears?
Yeah, I think you guys remember.
Oh, yeah, you had beef with, like, 6. That was
Dynasty Warriors 9.
9? Okay, I had it upside down. My bad.
There was so much about Dynasty Warriors 9 which was just fucking bad. Like, the draw distance of the game was like an N64 game. There were, like, enemies getting caught up on, like, level architecture even before you get out of the training area. And it was the most, like, unrepentant, like, pile of shit. It was just the biggest mess of garbage. Like, I have enjoyed that series for, like, a good long time. It is very much like watering a plant or using, like, you know, like a stress ball. There's something about the Dynasty Warriors series which is just very like, this is nice. This is nice. Like, I just killed 400 people. This is nice. You know, like, and Dynasty Warriors 9 was just, like, so lacking in its execution that I didn't get that feeling. I am fucked up because I still have not picked up the new Warriors Zelda game. Tegan, have you gotten it yet?
Yeah, I got it for my birthday.
Okay. And from what I understand, the Warriors stuff is good. The Zelda stuff is good. Like, it passes the smell test. And that certainly makes sense because, like, the last Zelda Warriors game was great.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it passed either test, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, but maybe just my standards are high. Yeah, well, so we put it down around December, and we haven't picked it up yet. The frame rate drops during co-op play are really bad.
Ooh.
Yeah, and it makes life hard.
Even when docked and stuff?
You can only play it in co-op when you're docked.
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
So, it's not great. Other than that, it controls fine. Like, playing the different characters is fun. having Zelda fight is weird, and the way she fights is weird. In the last Hyrule Warriors game, Zelda had a sword, and so she fought with the sword. Fighting with the Sheikah Slate is weird. It works, but it's weird. It also makes me wonder why Link couldn't do half the shit with the Sheikah Slate, you know? Like,
yeah, it invites more questions rather than...
Yeah, is it because, like, Zelda's been messing with the tech? Is that why she gets to do all the cool stuff? And, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people liked it. I can definitely say a lot of people liked it. It definitely raises so many questions that we haven't gotten around to trying to see if they answer because of the frame rate stuff. So, I don't know. I'm kind of hoping that they drop a demo of it on the eShop closer to release time.
That reminds me.
Just to see if those frame rate stuff are fixed. What?
I know that, like, the Hyrule Warriors game had, like, you know, one of those gold standard demos where it's just like, no, this is straight up the first chapter, and you can play it. If you decide to upgrade and get the whole game, you can just keep playing. We're not going to make you go through the first chapter again. And I don't remember if, like, Fire Emblem Warriors had a similar thing, but I'm not, like, I'm wondering if, like, the Age of Calamity demo was like a one-off with that, like, level of delivery, or if it was a new standard. I definitely want to see which one it is.
I mean, I guess we'll find out closer.
Yeah.
I'm not... Tegan, I am not enthused to hear what you have had to say about frame rate. Like, that is...
Yeah, frame rate's a big issue with Hyrule Warriors once you get a bunch of people on the screen and the two of you are doing, like, an ultimate at the same time. It gets pretty choppy. Like, the visuals don't go down at all. Like, it's not like the poly count goes way up or whatever. It's just, like, not great. It's just not great. And, like, Alex notices if there's, like, the slightest frame rate drop, which I don't notice. But, like, these were some pretty large drops. There'd be parts where it's like, oh, like, I can turn my camera and I can see that Alex is paused on my screen, but on his half of the screen, he's moving. And then all of a sudden, the monster just explodes. And it, like, catches back up again. It was something, for sure. So that's why I'm hesitant to say, like, Samurai Warriors 5 is gonna be great on the Switch. Like, can it really handle it, though? Maybe they'll release it on PlayStation or Xbox, and you can just play it there. You know?
Yeah. Alright, well, what else got announced, Tegan?
Legend of Mana is coming to Switch. It makes sense. It came to PlayStation a billion years ago. I have it on PlayStation. I never opened it. Am I gonna buy it again for Switch? Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. But that's coming out June 24th. And then Monster Hunter Rise, coming out March 26th. They showed off more of the, like, zipline gameplay. Not zipline, what's it called?
Wirebug.
Bug whip. Yeah, Wirebug. I'm like, bug whip. Nope.
So, like, they confirmed a couple of things that we kind of already knew, like Volvidon being in the game, which I got excited to see, but, like, Volvidon is basically, like, the lava reskin of Lagambi. Like, they share, like, movesets and, like, models. So, like, if there was going to be a lava area in the game, it'd be weird if Volvidon wasn't there when Lagambi was, but it was good to see it.
Right.
But they did add this, like, new, like, mud, like, catfish snake, which I'm interested in. I'd like to know more about that. We got a bit more imagery of Rajang in the game, which is the, you know, the giant bull monkey thing, and you're able to ride it like Wyvern riding works, which is nice to know because Rajang is one of those monsters that, like, sometimes the tools that you've become comfortable with as a hunter aren't especially useful for you. I still don't think Rajang's going to be a trivial fight because it's never been a trivial fight in any Monster Hunter game. In fact, I'll be significantly disappointed if it is. But being able to ride a Rajang and use its moveset to fight against other monsters will give me a very special sense of satisfaction. But I am still concerned about, like, what they're trying to do with Rampage as a gameplay mechanic. On the surface, it does look like tower defense Monster Hunter with multiple monsters in play. and like weapons and tools to activate for the sake of that defense. But I'm concerned about how that'll flow or how that'll shake out with like the, standard Monster Hunter gameplay loop and like the level of ingenuity that will be required among players. Like if I just like manage to hit, like if I have someone on the ballista and we just manage to get the Dragonator if they happen to get too close, that's the whole thing. That sounds lame. But if it's like, like essentially like Arena Plus, which are like normal monster hunts, but like in an enclosed area, which means you don't have the opportunity to like get distance or like disengage reasonably. Like you're just in the cage with the monster, but now you have these tools, but there are also more monsters. That could be interesting. Plus with Wirebug tech in that space may be a really good way to like create that kind of distance maybe, or like set up unique offensive or defensive movement. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks. I'm not sure if I'm excited yet, but I do have questions. I have a month to figure them out, I guess.
I can figure them out. I have faith.
Plus, I gotta try to get that fucking special edition Monster Hunter Pro controller, even though it's sold out in Best Buy in like an hour and a half, but whatever.
Jesus. Oh no.
I'm just gonna have to hide out in a Target. I'm just gonna have to sneak in or whatever, and then just like when they open, I'm already at the desk or the...
You just gotta know a guy.
Fuck, I do know some guys. I gotta test my network.
Talk to your guys.
Yeah.
See if they can get you like a little help. You don't need a ton of help. Just like, hey, so like, what time are y'all gonna be setting these babies out on the floor? True. Are you taking pre-orders for them? Because sometimes Target will take pre-orders, but only if you go into their store. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff.
For sure. I gotta talk to my guys. Jesus. What's the next game?
Next game's Mario Golf.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, where only Wario is wearing actual golfing pants.
I mean, Wario always has drip.
That checks out.
Yep. He's got the best pants in the whole game.
Ooh, we haven't seen Waluigi's pants yet.
You're right, we haven't seen, my bad. Waluigi may also have excellent pants. We'll find out. He's tall enough. We shall be able to see them easily. But the best thing about the new Mario Golf is definitely like the free golf, where everyone's just running from hole to hole. It's just a race. It's a race to beat the fastest golf. Do your fast golf.
I think speed golf will be a very good party game. Probably one of the better ones that Nintendo's done in the past couple of years. But I have questions about their story mode. Because what they showed us is pretty underwhelming. Or not underwhelming. That's not what I should say. It's pretty standard. And one of my favorite games for the Game Boy Color... Wait, was it Game Boy Color? Or was it Game Boy Advance? But there was No, it was Game Boy Color. For Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, which was developed by Camelot. Mm-hmm. Which was an incredible single-player RPG adventure. But your main mechanic was golf. And... my concern is that they're making a Mario Golf RPG that has to directly compete with, say, Golf Story, which is already on the Switch, which is probably my favorite non-combat RPGs that have come out in the past decade. And, if they phone this in, I think that could be a real shame, because they definitely have notes that they could crib and they could, polish with like the way that Nintendo was able to make a really good single-player RPG campaign. But if they just phone it in, that could be lame. And I'd rather they not do that. Also, please give us a date for Sports Story. Please, I'm begging you. Come on.
Please understand.
I won't tell anyone. Just tell me the date.
Rocky, if they tell you the date to Sports Story, they legally have to tell me the day for Breath of the Wild, too.
Okay, but maybe I just gotta talk to the dev. Also, there's that tennis game. That looks good, because it's like an adult tennis game. Not like a hentai tennis game, but like a TVMA tennis game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you mean.
They're able to curse, and they're able to like talk about real adult stuff. And like, that could be cool, and I want to play that. But I haven't seen shit about it since their initial, like, indie announcement 8 months ago. No, a year ago? Fuck! It's been a year! Whatever, it's fine. Ugh. Sport RPGs are kind of my weakness. Don't tell anyone, please.
Is it because of Haikyuu?
It's not because of Haikyuu. I've loved sports RPGs forever. Tegan, I played Mario Golf on the Game Boy Color, Tegan.
Do you like Haikyuu because you like sports RPGs?
I like Haikyuu for a number of reasons, but sports RPGs are a good one to add to the list.
Alright. Brian, are you excited for Mario Golf?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm more bullish on the story mode than Rocky is.
Sure.
But also, like, I think that Rocky might have a lot more emotionally tied up there than I do. I think that overall, like, what they showed looked promising. Like, I agree that, like, the speed golf just looks fucking bananas, and I'm here for that. I am definitely here for bananas speed golf. It is important that the story mode, that is a very real thing.
Right. But, like, also, I feel like there's a lot of story modes that Nintendo's done over the years. Smash Bros. Is one of them that have appeared to be a bit more in-depth, but, like, turn out to just be merely serviceable. I feel like Subspace Emissary on Brawl is the one where they took, like, the most risks that, like, drove conversation and, like, made people ask questions about what was really going on and was, like, you know, a larger experience than just the one that you're playing in front of you. And, like, you know, at the expense of probably competitive balance and focus, which is, you know, a difficult balance to dance, I guess. But I'm not sure how much people are concerned about competitive balance in Mario Golf. So, like, they might as well make a good story mode. Also, like, the fact that they're using Miis doesn't feel like a plus to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it will be later, but, like, it's just, like, fine, I guess.
I think I'm willing to go along with them for the Mii's part.
Sure.
Just because, like, that's a thing that Nintendo has used to, I think, positive effect in the past for stuff like, you know, like Miitopia.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of an avatar in an RPG being just that, like an avatar, which the player, like, imposes themselves on to experience the story, is certainly a thing in an RPG.
Right. I guess my concern is that, like, the Miis themselves, like, unless they, you know, they do stuff, like Miitopia, right, or maybe even Tomodachi Life.
Right.
Where, like, you end up in these, like, strange circumstances, and now they're happening to you because it's your Mii. With the exception of those two entries, more often than not, when Nintendo uses, like, Miis as, like, a player insert game mechanic, they tend to play it very safe. And that's not something I'm looking forward to.
I wish the Miis looked a little more Mario.
Yeah, I also wish they had, like, a more distinct, like, art style.
You know, one of the things that, you know, came out that I don't think we spent a lot of time with here on the show, but is much like Geodude, Real, and my friend, is the revelation that most of the avatars in Breath of the Wild were these, like, souped-up Miis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's like, a good, like, iteration. Like, I would like, you know, Miis with plus detail. Like, Breath of the Wild's a good choice, because I feel like it's something between, like, Miis and, like, say, you know, Wind Waker, which feels like a pretty particular sweet spot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like to see more of that, you know? Like, just give us the tools. Let us really, like, go at it. I think it'd be cool if we had access to, like, various Nintendo game asset packs that could apply to Miis as games come out. If they were, like, pre-order bonuses, like, imagine if Breath of the Wild comes out day one, and among other things, right, you get, like, an early armor, you get, like, a statue, a poster, an art book, and you get Mii asset packs that you can attach to, like, your Miis. So, like, you can say, hey, I got the Breath of the Wild 2, that's where my Mii looks like this. Or I pre-ordered Breath of the Wild 2, that's where my Mii looks like this. That could be cool.
That'd be real cool. I would like my Mii to look like a Zelda character. That'd be fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
Or a Mario character, like, honestly, that would also be sick. Who knows? Nintendo, we give you these ideas. For free.
For free.
Free money. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. Fucking Nintendo.
So then they said that Tales from the Borderlands is gonna come out March 24th. Fine. What? Do you like Borderlands, Brian?
But just like, I like how Tegan's side post that this is, like, she's like, I'm sure this is for someone, it's not for me.
It's not for me.
Is it for you, Brian?
I mean, not this time. I played it the first time it came out.
For sure.
But it is very well written, and it is, I think of the giant herd of Telltale games that came out, I would put it as either the best or second best. Like, if you're going to play a Telltale game, like, either make it this one or Wolf Among Us.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I could see that. I'm just not a fan of Borderlands.
And to be fair, Tegan, and this is something I feel like pointing out, my feelings on Randy Pitchford and Borderlands are well documented on this program.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I am also not like a Borderlands guy. I was just very charmed by what this game had on offer.
That's fair. And then we're going to get Capcom Arcade Stadium sooner than that. We're getting it on February 17th.
That was actually 3 days ago, as time of recording.
Oh, yep. We already got it. Congratulations.
It's so Capcom Arcade Stadium, well, it does have some games in it, and it is definitely free. It's more of a platform than like a particular game package, which gives me, a little bit of pause. The day of the Direct, Capcom Fighters actually ran a 24-hour stream with people who were familiar with the retro games that were coming out in Capcom Arcade Stadium, and they just, ran those. I watched a bit of it, and it looks fine. Honestly, at best, it feels like a nostalgia trap rather than, a new bespoke experience for people to, dive into. They definitely added, some QOL stuff for people who are already familiar with the games and already love them, but I'm not sure if they made a great case for people who have never played them to get into them.
I think that's a super fair assessment. Something else I look for from these kind of releases now is if you're going to put out a pack of old games, then I really, really, really want you to show me old design documents, old concept art, concept sketches. I want to feel like I can get into the weeds on this stuff. And there have certainly been releases that have done that. And there have even been releases that have done that from Capcom. When they put out those Mega Man collections, they included shit tons of design docs, shit tons of concept art, developer interviews. When they put out just the dedicated Street Fighter collection, same thing.
Right.
I feel like when you as a company set a bar and then fail to meet the bar that even you have set, it's the question is who is this for? And I think that unfortunately some publishers are kind of setting a precedent saying that Switch customers are customers that they can give half-baked products to because they still believe Switch customers are desperate.
I mean, that's fair, but also, it is free. There are a couple of games that you can just play. Maybe there'll be some killer apps that show up later. I remember, you know what they might do? They might put out that that 3-player Rampage game, just without the $200 stick, and you could just play that on Switch. That doesn't sound like a bad deal. I'd pay $5 for that.
It's just this is pretty close to a package that Capcom put out for the Xbox 360 at this
fair.
point, close to 15 years ago. And considering the amount of love and energy that they poured into the Mega Man and Street Fighter collections, repackaging something that they put out for the 360 just doesn't feel great. Fuck, even the Final Fight repackages that they put out on the 360 are in better shape than this.
I mean, maybe some people just need to be louder about their love for 1943.
Call your congressperson about 1943.
Tegan, what else did they talk about?
So, next, they announced Stubbs the Zombie, Rebel Without a Pulse. March 16th. Not for me. Not for me, I don't do zombies.
Oh, that's right.
I don't do any zombies. Tegan doesn't do zombies. Funny zombies, serious zombies, Tegan does not do zombies.
I mean, it seems fine. Reminds me of
it seems
Oddworld.
okay.
All right. You know what? I'm gonna bite. I think I'm gonna bite because I don't understand the re-release of this fucking game. So this game came out in 2005 for the original Xbox, and
okay. Well, I mean, I have a bite, possibly.
Okay.
Assuming, well, I don't know about the dev specifically, but if it came out on the Xbox, maybe it's the dev trying to just get into the Switch audience, and like they lucked into it. They lucked into being like positioned on a direct, or if it was attached to the Xbox, maybe it's Microsoft testing the waters.
Well, okay, so the publisher for this game is a company called Asper Media.
Sure.
They're a smaller game publisher, and historically, like, they did a lot of ports. They did a lot of licensed titles back when that was a thing that happened with some measure of frequency. But their bread and butter as a company was and continues to be port. That's most what they do. Like, somebody else develops a game, and then they want it published on some other platform, and they're like, who can we get to do the port work? Asper. Like, a lot like, oh God. Oh no. Never, you know what? Never mind.
Okay.
No, I was just trying to think. Fuck. Lang.
Yeah.
Lang's company.
Iron Galaxy.
Thank you. Jesus, my brain died.
Mm-hmm.
A lot like what a lot of Iron Galaxy does, where they're like, they do a lot of work at like contract port work. So like Asper primarily was working on ports. That's what they did. Like the amount of original IP in Asper's catalog is like very, very tiny. And so they published this game. The developer was a house called Wide Load. And Wide Load is a company that has like a weird...
Wide Load got bought out by Disney and under Disney Interactive.
But like Wide Load was like originally the house that like shared like creation of the development tools for Halo when Halo was still supposed to be on Mac.
Right.
Yeah. And it's just like, I've never really heard of people like crying out for like Stubbs the zombie, but it kind of seems like this like weird edge case thing. Like it's an open world, like GTA style game, but your goal is to like turn the world into fucking zombies. Like,
right.
Yeah, it seems weird and like the kind of game that normally gets forgotten by history. So, you know what? I'll bite. Depending on how much they want to charge me for it, I'll do it.
Actually, hold on. I am interested to see if this isn't a Disney testing the waters. It's true Wide Load no longer exists. It's definitely true. They were shut down by Disney in 2014 or so. But if Disney still owns these assets, I wouldn't be surprised if someone at Disney put together this deal.
Well, from what I understand, Asper owns the assets. Like, because Wide Load did the development for Asper. Because Asper was the publisher. Wide Load was the dev.
Okay. But dev just does port work?
No, Asper is the publisher.
They publish ports.
Right.
Oh, no, okay. But Asper's already in business with Nintendo. Because, the Sid Meier ports. So, like, they would have been involved in Civ 6. Also Borderlands. So, like, maybe they were attached to, like, Tales from the Borderlands?
I think they have already done port work for the Switch. And honestly, like, if you're a publishing house that primarily does port work, and that's what you usually do, I guess the thing that makes sense, if you happen to own a piece of IP, is that you just port it to everything until the end of time.
Also, apparently Asper was recently acquired, like this current month, by Embracer. So, like, if they have Embracer money behind them.
Like, from the day that they bought Gearbox, Asper was the other thing that got bought that day.
Right, so if Asper has, like, Embracer money behind them, I could see why their ports would end up on a direct.
Okay. That's starting to come together.
Right.
I just want whatever presentation they have for it on the eShop to still have the stupid label that it had when it came out on PC in 2005.
Oh,
It says,
God.
built with the Halo engine.
Jesus. Also, like, I regret questioning whether or not we'd spend 97 years on the Direct, because now I know for certain we're going to spend 97 years on this Direct.
Rocky, told you so.
Yeah. Tegan, what's next?
Next is No More Heroes 3. We got another look at. August 27th is when that's coming out. We've talked about No More Heroes 3 a couple times already on the show.
We got gameplay and a date. It still looks like No More Heroes. It's going to be here this summer. Play it when it comes out.
If you want.
Yeah, if we're not your boss.
Then we got a new game called Neon White, which isn't coming out until winter of this year.
I don't remember anything.
It gave me big Bleach vibes.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. Like, but I feel like this is another, like, instance of, like, Nintendo trying to prove that they can put shooters on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also, like, a shooter with, like, chain of memory style power-ups.
Yep.
Which is
that looks
weird.
like Bleach.
This is going to toot somebody's horn, and like I can't wait for all the fanfic to be written about it, but I'm probably not going to be picking it up.
I might read the fanfic.
That makes sense.
I might watch someone play it online just so I can read the fanfic.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
And then we got the announcement for DC Superhero Girls, which is coming out in June. I don't think that's a game that's aimed at anyone on this podcast. It definitely looks like a younger kid game.
It does look like a younger kid game, but when I saw the presentation, thought that this might be one of the things that Brian would be into.
I don't know how I'm so transparent.
Really?
Fucking got him! You remember, Tegan? Tegan, you remember when Brian was collecting GBA games and like he was
No, I do remember.
I really would like that Barbie game, actually. Can you please get that for me, please?
Yeah, no, I do remember the Barbie conversation, but like Brian, we know the Barbie franchise is like a cut above. You know? Yeah, Nico.
I think it's bright and colorful, and they have, kids doing kid stuff that's like light and funny and entertaining.
I think that this game looks fucking beautiful. I love this aesthetic.
Got it. Clean. Free.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, Rocky. You're right.
Like, I mean,
I don't think it was targeted at Brian, though. I think this is just a thing that Brian likes. I don't think it's targeted at Brian,
but it's something that Brian likes, yeah. No, I accept that. I don't think they were like, yeah, this is it. This is our secret market. It's the Brian Cartwrights. All 9 of them or whatever.
Yeah. There's a difference between being targeted and directly targeted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This game is directly targeted. Like, I'm being victimized by this game.
Brian,
I have to buy it.
Brian, I do believe you are well outside of the demographic that they hope to encapsulate with this game.
I just love all these sharp angles and bright colors.
Brian, you need to buy I will buy you a capture card if you connect it to your Switch and play this online. I need to see it. I don't care. Like, I'll be the only viewer there. I'm just going to hang out. Like, I just need to understand, bro. Like, I know this about you, but I don't get it. And
Streaming on our Twitch.
Yeah, like on the Impossible Coin Twitch. And like, we'll have the VODs. They'll just sit up there. And, I will be quiet and respectful. I just want to observe.
When you say you're going to be quiet, respectful, now it makes it start to sound like a sleazy thing. Like.
I'm respectfully looking. Respectfully looking.
Like with the fucking, oh no, what's his name? The red chameleon from Animal Crossing.
Flick?
Flick, yeah. Like Flick looking cross-eyed and like I'm looking respectfully at it. Like, fucking. Not cross-eyed. What's the opposite of cross-eyed? I don't know what the opposite of cross-eyed is. They didn't teach us that in school.
Isn't it just eyed? I don't know. Like,
I think it's wall-eyed.
Wall-eyed sounds correct to me.
Jesus Christ.
That feels right. I don't know if that's actually right. But yeah, anyway. So Brian's gonna play DC Superhero Girls. Yeah. I just as soon as Tara Strong started talking, all I could hear was Twilight. And I was like, I'm sad this isn't Twilight.
It was clearly Tara Strong. Holy shit.
It's not just clearly Tara Strong. That's her Twilight Sparkle voice. Just pitched a little differently.
Yeah.
Okay, something else I want to say about this game.
Brian, we got to get you to Them Fighting Herds. Brian, I will learn Them Fighting Herds if you play it with me.
Oh, something else that I want to say about this game is that it looks like Persona, but not exhausting.
I think you just triggered Rocky.
Oh my god, I think I just lost like 3 years of my life. My whole like brain just vibrated for like the last like 45 seconds when you said that. Jesus Christ. Oh man.
I mean, the whole element of like hanging out at the school and like picking what you're fucking doing and deciding who you're going to hang out with and like...
Brian, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I think something dark and terrible has just happened.
Is this one of those, like, one of the things you've said a couple times in the course of this show, Rocky, is, like, I'll make a comparison, and you've kind of stopped and dwelled in the moment when I make the, like, when I had to pull for Lord of the Rings and Mortal Kombat, you were like...
No, this one's different. Like,
okay.
That one, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I think this is the difference between, like, Richard Pryor and, George Carlin. Those other ones, I was like, yeah, that is a good comparison. And, like, I had a visceral, physical reaction to that statement. And I don't know what that's about. I'm a little concerned, but we have a show to do. The show must go on.
Okay. So what I'll just say is that, like, the things that Persona seems to have on offer seem interesting, but it seems like it wants to offer me a lot of it. It's like, hey, friend, can you hang out for 150 hours? And I'm like, I really can't. And it's like, well, that's what I have on offer. DC Superhero Girls Teen Power seems to offer me some of the same things structurally, but with a much lower ceiling for how many hours it's going to ask of me.
I hope it's like 200 hours.
That would be really fucking funny. Oh my god, 200 fucking hours of DC Superhero. Because what it would be a game to give your preteen girl to just sit around and fuck off. And, like, if that lasted 200 hours, that'd be a lot of bang for your buck. Huh. I'm interested to see that, too. I'd like to find out. Brian, I need you to stream this game. Get a capture card. We'll figure out your Switch rig. We'll do it together. I believe.
Oh. I mean, I suppose I'm only setting myself up here, is that it has occurred to me that because of the portability of the GPD-Win 3 and how easily it supports like external capture cards, it would be not that difficult at all to like just stream anything now without kind of trying to create any kind of like permanent setup. Just, set up the Win 3, set up the external card, stream away. Fuck. All right. Anyway, I still think that we're on like year 75 of 97.
No, it's definitely 63. But Tegan, what's next?
Next is Plants vs. Zombies, The Battle for Neighborville Complete Edition, which comes out on March 19th.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to do this once. Who asked for this? Who needs this game?
No one did. What happened was the people who made Plants vs. Zombies said, hey, Nintendo, can we put our game on your thing? And Nintendo said, sure, give us money. And they said, okay.
And they're like, oh shit, this is direct money. Do you want to be on the next direct?
Yeah, basically. Basically, they said, give us money. And they went, oh, well, it's Nintendo. They must expect a lot of money.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and put a name on the they in all of this conversation.
It's Activision, right? Or Blizzard or whatever?
EA.
EA, there it is, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, whenever EA has their, like, fucking, like, investor calls, and they're like, we are taking the Switch seriously, and the Switch is a place where we're committed to developing. It's always amazing, just, like, the absolute, like, refried, half-baked dog shit that they end up bringing to the Switch, because it is never things that anyone wants.
Well, like, the investors, they're not like, oh, yeah, like, what? You're putting this on the Switch? They're more like, oh, my grandson has a Switch. He might be paying this. I might be paying myself back just by buying him the game. Some bullshit. Like, ugh.
Yep. I mean, that's fairly accurate. Lots of kids already on the Switch. Plants vs. Zombies, definitely a game for, like, kids. I sold many copies of Plants vs. Zombies for kids. 2 kids who wanted to play on Dad's very cool gaming system, but,
Okay.
not a lot of games for kids at the time.
word to the wise, parents out there, Plants vs. Zombie Battle for Neighborville is just fucking Battlefield. It is Battlefield with plants and zombies.
It's baby's first Battlefield.
It is baby's first Battlefield. Damn, I gotta put that in the title list. I know that our title is Ducket Sequoia is on site, but I'm putting this on the list.
Yeah, it is literally baby's first Battlefield. I suppose the only advantage it'll have is that if you play Battlefield on the Switch, then you won't be able to get shouted at by your teammates in voice chat.
True.
Oh no, I feel like they're still gonna yell. I feel like they learned that young too.
I mean, yeah, but they're gonna yell at each other. It's gonna be different.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
You'll be cussed out by a 10-year-old, but you'll also be a 10-year-old, so it's fine.
They have limited vocabularies.
Not anymore.
What's the next one, Teeks?
Next game is Miitopia is coming to the Switch, May 21st. That one I'm actually going to pick up.
This is a good thing.
A lot of people are hoping that Tomodachi Life is going to come if Miitopia does well.
Right.
So.
I think relating back to something that Brand's been concerned about is that, like, Miitopia and also Tomodachi Life, like, represent weird Nintendo.
Yep.
And, like, one of my, like, grievances with, like, the usage of Miis in, like, flagship Nintendo games is that they specifically avoid being weird with their Miis when they include them, even though Miis are like, weird by definition. Miitopia, Street Pass games, and especially Tomodachi Life, like, lean into the weirdness to good results. And I'd like for them to do that more if they're going to include Miis anyways.
Mm-hmm. So then they showed us the Mario items that are coming for Animal Crossing. They're coming on February 25th, which is another reason I gotta catch up in Animal Crossing.
I'm very, very excited for one specific item. I'm super fucking excited.
Is it the warp pipe? It is the
warp pipe, Tegan. It is definitely the warp pipe.
What is it, and why is it the warp pipe?
So I have a question specifically about them, and it's like, well, not warp pipe specifically, but like the Mario items.
Mm-hmm.
So we see in the trailer that while wearing the Mario suit, your avatar is able to jump, sort of, to like pop the question block.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
And so like what they're including is like a jumping ability, like even if it's like context sensitive for like these particular blocks. And I want to see what kind of goofy shit we can put together with these jumping blocks.
So we've already had context sensitive jumping in New Horizons so far.
Okay.
If you have, say, a narrow stream.
Right.
There is a width of stream, the game will say, allow the character to jump over this without requiring a vaulting pole.
Mm-hmm.
If you have, say, a ravine, there is a narrowness of ravine where if you're standing on like one cliff face, you could jump to the next cliff face without necessarily requiring a bridge to be built. So
That's
like,
true.
Yeah. And like a lot of people, when they were doing like crazy terraforming and they wanted to like separate out their island into multiple islands, that what they would do is create these like little tiny, like, I guess the best way to describe it would be like pebble sized rocks streaming from one island to the other. So that way you would like hop from one island, hop to the next island.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm curious about is what they're breaking in the game internally in order to make Mario context-sensitive jump at the question block.
You think they might be closing some loops someplace?
Yeah.
Okay. No, I get that. That makes sense.
Because this is a thing that already existed, and so I'm like, is it easier for them to like create a new reason for a character to context-sensitive jump? Or is the game now just treating the area on either side of it, like, or directly underneath it, as like a tiny ravine or a small stream? Like,
I guess it'll depend like how big like the update is, right?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to like see like to try like terraform around your question blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, oh, there's water here. Like, I can't wait to see like what it thinks the question block is, essentially, in the context of terraforming.
Right.
Yeah. But the warp pipe means that you truly can separate your island into two real islands without having to like build some kind of like hinky way to jump from one to the other.
True.
So for all of you out there who have that one villager you hate,
Jesus.
Yeah, you know those people exist, Rocky.
I know they exist, but like, why give them more tools? Like, I was thinking about. They also mentioned in the trailer that there may be a hard limit on like the amount of war pipes you could have on your island.
They said two. They said two in the trailer.
Right. And so like I was hoping that if someone manages a way to like circumvent that limit, that like archipelagos could become like an option in like your island design, and that could be cool. I'd like to see some of that.
I want sky bridges still. I hope sky bridges come in season 2.
We do have 2 more years of planned content, apparently.
I would like to be able to build a bridge between 2 short cliff faces. That would be nice. Thanks.
So this past year was the 30th Mario anniversary, right? 35th Mario anniversary. And like this year's supposed to be like a Zelda anniversary. What if we get a Zelda year and then like the third one is like, I don't know. I don't know like the actual release dates, but I guess like maybe Kirby or Metroid? That could be cool.
If we get a Zelda release year, I am once again asking Nintendo to re-release Oracle of Seasons, Oracle of Ages, and the unreleased Seeds of Courage. I will dub $180 for all 3 of those games. I will do it. Don't test me.
Wait, okay, but Tegan, but the $250 bundle though.
Yeah, does it come with a book, a concept art book? I'll fucking do it.
The Historia Volume 2, and like...
No, I'll do it. I'll fucking...
Tegan,
what do I gotta do?
Tegan.
Yeah.
People like you are why Rocky won't let me have short games.
I know!
Brian!
People like me are why I won't let me have short games.
Brian, it's definitely Kingdom Hearts problems. Like I don't want that for you. And like maybe it doesn't happen, and that'll be cool because then it won't affect me and you'll be having a great time. I'm going to count that as a win. But if we all get Kingdom Hearts problems because of this, I'm going to be upset.
I would like it if they released more. I think Mario games and Kirby games work well for like the shorter format, more often release.
Well, like Kirby games are historically short.
Yeah.
I'd like more short Sonic games, but that's Sega. That's not Nintendo.
I want games with tails in them. I like tails.
Oh, man.
I want more games where Tails gets to drive mechs. Where's my Neon Genesis Evangelion with Tails?
I want Tails to actually feel like genuine like mech trauma, like in Neon Genesis.
Like in the actual comics?
I either want Tails to be Shinji, or I want Tails to be, no, not Kamina. What's the boy in Gurren Lagann? Simone. Either Simone or Shinji. Yeah. Those are the 2, like, mech Tails that I want. Fair
and valid. I know, Nico. So then they announced temporary name, Project Triangle Strategy, which isn't coming out until 2022, which already broke the rules of, we're only talking about games that are coming out in 2021. We lied.
It's probably going to be called like Triangle Nobles or something. Triangle,
Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Or some nonsense. No, because Project Octopath just became Octopath Traveler. That's all it was. They really didn't. Yeah, you're right. They didn't reach for a lot, narratively or
What if they change Triangle to Trinity?
I mean, that could be fine, but I don't know if I'd call it good.
I mean, that's fair.
But again,
Triangle Nobles isn't great.
Underwhelming name aside, and maybe simplistic narrative aside, it does look like it has the capacity to be a very good video game.
Yep. I was watching it on a stream, and someone in the stream was like, "Oh, is this Fire Emblem?" And I was like, "Those aren't the right colors for Fire Emblem."
I mean, when she's right, she's right. Well,
first someone tried to say it was Zelda, and I was like, "No, no." And And then someone else was like, oh, it's Fire Emblem. I was like, those aren't the right colors for Fire Emblem.
Yeah, Fire Emblem's
fucking
like
dumb.
crazy
Anyway.
bright, like super primary colors, like Jesus.
Yeah. So I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna do it. Or I did it. I don't remember. I think I set it up to download and then maybe my Switch died. So we'll find out
Damn right.
if I downloaded it or not before it died. But then we got Star Wars Hunters was announced for sometime 2021.
It's a big ball of nothing, but it's a free-to-play arena game produced by Zynga. Pass.
Yep. I bet it's gonna come out around, like, the Ahsoka stuff. Like, when that starts to pick up.
True.
Near the end of the year, I bet they'll drop it then.
The next Star Wars show that we're supposed to be getting on Disney Plus is Andor, the Cassian Andor show.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. We're probably not getting Ahsoka until next year. But I'm not excited by this by any measure. But, like something that we have definitely talked about on the show in the past is Disney's relationship with EA and how Disney's relationship with EA kind of sucked. We knew that EA was not wild about the exclusivity of the relationship that they had with Disney, and that Disney was no longer wild about the relationship, the exclusivity of the relationship that they had with EA, and that they reached an agreement to end the exclusivity early. I see that as a positive. So, like, am I wild about a free-to-play arena shooter from fucking Zynga? No. No, I am not. But am I glad that there are people touching this property that are not EA? Yes. Yes, I am. How's that sound?
That's fine.
That's fair. That checks out. Then we got Knockout City, which is like 3-on-3 dodgeball, except half of the characters in the trailer before they showed the actual gameplay looked like they had better games than this game.
Oh, didn't they also like slander dairy farmers?
They did. They really did. It was funny.
Yeah. It was a real wild goof, and it's like, damn, what do you have against dairy farmers? Fuck.
Gotta, like, immediately, his brain had to calculate on that one. It's just like, they slander the farmers, and then there's just this pause, and he goes, hey! Good times.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, I look at the vibe that they're going for aesthetically, and, like, I think I've used this phrase before, weird Sega or Dreamcast Sega. Like, the fucking logo that says Knockout City might as well just say Jet Grind Radio.
Mm-hmm.
The first time I saw the logo, I was like, is this a Sega game? Like, just, it looks, like, unashamedly Sega as fuck. And then the parts that don't look Sega look cribbed from the Splatoon aesthetic. It feels very, very, like, liberal in the way it's, like, borrowing from things. Was this free to play? Are they selling this to people, or are they, like...
It's free to play starting in May, but Brian, if you're that interested in it, you can join the beta, which is happening right now.
So they want to sell me hats?
Yes.
I am not interested in buying.
Probably also jerseys.
Rocky, I'm not interested in purchasing the hats. I'm out.
All right.
Like, I want to earn hats in game. Please let me earn my hats.
Maybe
you might get to earn hats in game.
I mean, you can still do that in even like Fortnite. Like, there are just certain hats that you can't earn without money. But most of the things you can earn.
Those I have to earn with my... Oh, fuck. You still earn those hats, but you earn them at your job.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Nah. So, man, unlockables are so fucked now. As much as I hate it, Sword Art Online had a really cool idea for, like, unlockables, where characters could get access to different, like, weapon types by, like, doing something crazy on the server.
Mm-hmm.
Protag apparently had, like, the highest, like, reaction time, which sounds impossible to measure, deadass, but...
Who knows?
Because of it, he gained access to, like, being able to wield dual swords at the same time. And sure, it is kind of shitty that there's only one player on the entire server that can use dual swords, but, like, this guy uses dual swords because he did something, and that's cool. I feel like unlockables miss the point of what makes them enjoyable or interesting. maybe in the name of access, but also in service to, like, the almighty dollar. Fucking unlockables used to be cool and rant.
Yeah. I mean, fill in the cheat code rant here, too.
Fill in the cheat code was also cool, yeah.
Like, there is a way to microtransact without making me macro angry.
Yeah. I mean, when I learned how to demon in, like, footsies, like, when I got hit by it, I was legitimately, like, surprised. But once I learned how to do it, I felt really cool. I was like, yeah, I did it. It's not in the command list or anywhere else. You just gotta beat the arcade mode. And then once you get the arcade mode done, it tells you this is the command for the super. And that's cool. Okay. Can we... Jesus. What? How have we... Tegan, we have to keep moving.
I know we do. I am aware.
God damn it. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, May 28th, the World's End Club is coming out. It looks like maybe it wanted to be Danganronpa, and then it decided not to be Danganronpa at, like, the last minute.
It looks like Kitty Danganronpa, yeah.
It does. I'm interested.
But it also looks like a straight-up, like, RPG. Like, you get out of, like, the bottle episode, and now you have to travel across, like, Japan. That could be interesting.
Yep.
Road Trip Danganronpa. Road Trip Danganronpa!
And then we got the announcement of a Hades physical release. March 19th.
So, I'm not buying this. Because I
What?
Because I am very happy with my current digital edition of Hades, and while they did say that I would get a link to the digital soundtrack, I also already have ordered a compilation of Darren Korb's work on vinyl on a special red record. So,
that's gonna be fucking cool.
Right. So, like, I'm good. I'm really happy for everyone that's gonna enjoy this, but I'm not pulling the trigger on it. I'm already satisfied.
It's got an art booklet, so I'm gonna get it.
True. Fuck it up,
I want the art booklet. I don't care. It's digital soundtrack, okay.
Yeah.
Art booklet. Art booklet? Art booklet. Very excited.
Good coffee table stuff.
No, it's tiny. It's not even big. Then we got the Ninja Gaiden Master Collection coming out June 10th. There is Age of Calamity DLC that was available. I haven't looked at it, because Age of Calamity has not impressed me.
Sure.
Bravely Default 2 coming out February 26th.
I feel bad that I'm not going to play it.
I also feel bad that I'm not going to play it. I might check it out later.
I've, had the demo on my Switch for months. I haven't opened it once. And, their latest statement, which was not in the direct, it was part of an interview where the director said that, this game is very much the watch the numbers go up game. And, I don't need those. Yeah.
That's fair. And then we got Ghosts and Goblins Ressurrection.
Yeah!
Which
for sure.
I don't believe this was a new announcement. I think this was a reiteration of something that they announced during the never-ending year of E3.
I don't think they had a date on it, though. So February 25th.
Right. I also don't think they have a date on it. Brian, you're going to pick it up?
I am.
Gang.
Taking steps to make Ghosts and Goblins actually accessible blows my fucking mind. I have to see it done.
That's fair. That game is actually really notorious for, kicking the shit out of you.
And so, to hear, yeah, we took steps. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. I have to see it.
All right. I'm excited for your field report. And then we got Saga Frontier Remastered coming on April 15th. Apex Legends is coming March 9th.
Better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never. And then the two big ones right here at the end, of course. Skyward Sword port on July 16th with improved Joy-Con controls and button controls. Thank fuck. And then the big one, Splatoon 3, coming out 2022. We lied. We're not just talking about games that are coming out in 2021.
When Nintendo confirmed that they've formally abolished gender.
Yeah! Not only have they formally abolished gender, also, they just fucked up France. They just fucked up France.
Long live chaos, I guess.
This is what y'all get. We could have had order. We could have had clean energy, and instead we got a fucking desert in France. So, whatever. Fucking chaos gremlins.
Okay.
You will reap what you sow.
Okay. it seems like we're trying to rush past all this Skyward Sword talk.
Okay, go ahead, Brian.
Okay. As a person who just shelled out 60 fucking bucks for Super Mario 3D All-Stars, I would like to send Nintendo a formal invitation to fucking eat a sack of shit. I'm trying to play Super Mario Galaxy, and they're like, no, friend, you have to use the awful controls.
Yeah, but they said that you don't have to do that here.
That's kind of where I'm going with this, Rocky, is that, like, literally all they did was, like, for Galaxy is run Galaxy inside of a Wii emulator. That's all it's doing.
Yeah.
But with Skyward Sword, they're like, gosh, there are people who might want to play this game who don't want to use the ridiculous fucking awful motion controls.
I mean, they weren't that bad.
We won't have it like a press a button to skip the 30-hour training sequence, but, you know, like, they at least won't have to use the motion controls. I am also looking forward to the total revising of the historical legacy of Skyward Sword. I'm looking forward to, like, when July comes, all of these people who, like, are on record previously shitting on Skyward Sword, disliking Skyward Sword, hating Skyward Sword, buying Skyward Sword, because they're like, well, it is a Zelda game and I must pay my Zelda tax.
I don't know, Brian. That sounds akin to wild speculation.
If you don't think that there's people who are previously on the record, like, disliking this game, who are now, like, eagerly looking forward to buying it again...
Eagerly looking forward to buying it, I feel like is an embellishment. I think people will buy it again who have been on record disparaging it, and people who, you know, don't do it for, like, their right to eat food in our society. But maybe because Nintendo is saying that they are taking steps to make the gameplay more accessible and learn from the mistakes that they did in the past, as they probably should. And I'm not sure if it's reasonable to disparage them for that.
So, okay. All right. Splatoon 3 looks neat.
Oh, God.
I don't know how that broke you.
I think it was just the way it transitioned.
Yeah, it was the transition. It was very stark. Oh, God. Okay. So, 97 years. That sounds about right here.
Fucking told you so.
You did. You did. And I apologize for not giving you the benefit of the doubt in this particular situation. But, because of my miscalculation, I feel that I'm obligated to say here that this has been our show.
I want to talk about Hearthstone, goddammit!
Okay, Brian, is it possible that you could talk about Hearthstone next week? Because we are pushing 4 hours of recording here.
I will talk about Hearthstone next week, goddammit!
I will give you an hour to talk about Hearthstone.
What? Tegan,
should
what?
you desire.
Come on! An hour?
I will do it.
Like, guys,
Yeah.
I cannot oversell how much news there was about Hearthstone from BlizzCon. Like,
I will give you an hour for free.
Brian, you can have 30 minutes at the most. At a hard line, 30 minutes of Hearthstone.
no, I'm not going to need 30 minutes because I'm not just going to fucking recite their entire marketing material.
Okay. Well, that's nice to hear. Well, anyways, guys, this has been our show. It's called Impossible Coin. We're here every week. You can find us wherever podcasts are found, including places like iTunes and SoundCloud. Guys, can you hit it for me one time?
Fuck SoundCloud.
Yeah, I'm not tired about that yet. Anyway, speaking of SoundCloud, the music at the beginning and end of this podcast was produced by our friend Big Sach. You can find his work on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/BigSachNJ. And if you want to talk to the man, the myth, the legend directly, you can find him on Twitter at Hillary_Swank. Our logo is also a t-shirt. It was designed by Lauren Moran. You can find her work on Twitter at Lauren Moran and consider donating to her Patreon because she does the good work. And speaking of Patreon, we have one of those too, where we keep our premium watch-alongs, our audio essays, and dedicated shows to other things that we care about, like anime and wrestling. You can find us at patreon.com/ImpossibleCoin podcast.
Patrons, go check your Patreon feed. You got a patron-only episode this week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. New patron episode. Yeah. And if you want to talk to any of us directly about our feelings about Directs, about Hearthstone, or anything in between, you can find us on social media. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. Tegan's on Tumblr. Brian's on Twitter. It's all Impossible Coin. No underscores or X's or dashes or anything like that. In fact, if you see one of those, please let us know. We'd like to deal with those as quickly as possible.
Apparently, I'm also on Gab. Oh, yeah. That's unrelated.
Yeah, it's unrelated. But that's us. That's the show.
Here's a TV that looks like an apple. Peace.
Bye.